Robertson, another Hearts legend. He's Levine's replacement as head coach and couldn't have it much tougher in his first match in charge. Hearts are back at Murrayfield, where they beat Braga in September to face German title contenders Schalke. After losing 3-0 to Feyenoord in Rotterdam 2 weeks ago, Robbo's new team and his old team need to get some points on the board if their UEFA Cup campaign is to extend beyond Christmas. Well, these Hearts supporters were devastated when the news of Craig Levine's departure to Leicester City broke. They're a bit happier now. One of their own has returned to the fold. So Hearts have a new manager in John Robertson, and they'll shortly have a new owner as well in Vladimir Romanov when that deal is done. But some things haven't changed. An opening Group A defeat at the hands of Feyenoord means Hearts have to pick up points at home if they want to make progress. And home in European terms these days means here at Murrayfield. Well, with me at the Scottish Rugby headquarters and Hearts UEFA Cup base is Craig Burley. Degree of difficulty tonight, Craig?
Oh, very much so. I mean, this is a very, very good side, this Schalke side. They've went 5 games unbeaten since the new coach took over. They're scoring goals. They beat Bayern Munich in the Munich Stadium 1-0. So they're very capable. They drew their first game at home to Bâle, which has not been ideal for them, so they'll be looking for a victory. And of course, Hearts been the home side, desperate for a victory after the 3-0 loss in Feyenoord. So big game for Hearts tonight.
What does change of management mean to Hearts tonight?
I don't think it makes a great deal in terms of this game. Over the season, then we will see either a difference, been positive or negative. The team would have selected itself tonight. John's only been there 24 hours if he has been. Craig Levine departed, we knew that was coming. So they've made a quick decision. Good to see John getting the job. We wish him all the best. Tough one for him to start tonight, but his work really starts in the coming weeks.
Let's have a look at the Hearts line-up for tonight. No great surprise that John Robertson and John McGlynn, the assistant coach, keep it very much as it is. That's the team which beat Dundee at Tynecastle 3-0 at the weekend. So it's a back four of Nielsen, Presley, Webster and Maybury in front of Craig Gordon. Midfield, Joe Hamill on the right, Jamie McAllister on the left, Paul Hartley and Patrick Kisnorbo in the middle. And up front, in the absence of Mark de Vries, who's not fit enough to make the starting lineup, he's on the bench, Kevin McKenna and Ramon Pereira.
Yeah, it's a solid side. Robert Morelos picks itself. I like the back four or back five if you include the goalkeeper. I think they're very, very solid. They're solid across the middle. Hartley's been inspired for them. Kisnorbo works very hard. And up front, McKenna and Pereira look very lively at the weekends against Dundee. They're going to have to play a big part tonight. They're going to have to hold the ball up. They're going to have to work the Schalke back four. But it's a solid looking Hearts side.
The Hearts fans will be coming here a bit disappointed when they see the team and the reality dawns that Mark de Vries is not playing. He's almost a talisman in these sort of matches. But then at the weekend, Kevin McKenna, he's got 2 and 2, and Ramon Pereira looks a very lively player up front.
Yeah, we watched de Vries in Braga playing a lone man up front and scored 2 goals, did very well. But I think for this type of opposition, I don't think he's fit enough. He's had enough games, and I think McKenna and Pereira getting a bit of fitness about them, scoring goals at the weekend, is probably the right pairing. I think de Vries been out for a month on the bench. If they need him to come on, then they can do that.
OK, we've seen the Hearts line-up. Let's have a look at Schalke now. And there are plenty of well-known names in here with 2 changes from the side which won at the weekend. That's the team that beat Stuttgart to go second in the Bundesliga. Experienced Polish defender Thomas Waldoch returns to defence, and the Turkish midfielder Hamit Altintop is in. You'll recognise Marcelo Bordon, ex of Stuttgart, in the middle of the back four. Christian Poulsen is a Danish international, and a really exciting front three in Gerald Asamoah, the German international, Ailton, top scorer with Werder Bremen last season, 28 goals he scored, the Brazilian, and Danish international Ebbe Sand. That's the front three.
Yeah, I've got some front three. A very experienced side. As I said, we've got all different types of internationals at the back. Left side of the defence, Panda's only 21, so maybe we exploit that. But they're obviously going to go for it, play 4-3-3. The front three are the worry. Asamoah, Sand, Danish international, very experienced, and Ailton, the Brazilian. So they've got a lot about them, Schalke. You don't win games in the Bundesliga like they're doing if you haven't got a good side, and it's going to be a great test for Hearts tonight.
They'll want to make progress here, Craig, and they've drawn their first game, of course. They drew at home to Basel, which makes their determination to get maximum points here tonight, you would imagine, all the more.
Yeah, it's a tight group. Christian Gross is here watching the game tonight, the Ball manager. I've seen him earlier. Schalke will be favourites, I think, to go through. If Hearts get anything out of this game tonight, even a draw, it'll be a good result for them, because this is a very good side. Ferencváros is a game I think Hearts will need to win, but it's going to be tough for Hearts to get out of this group. It's one of the toughest ones.
John Robertson has had just over 24 hours to prepare for one of Hearts' biggest matches of the season. On Tuesday, he was still manager of Inverness Cali Thistle. Yesterday afternoon, he was reunited with Hearts, becoming Craig Levine's successor as gaffer. Here he is with Scott Booth.
John, how surprised are you that management's taken you so quickly back to Hearts Football Club?
Well, it's just incredible. As I say, 40 hours ago we're preparing for a match against Dunfermline for Inverness, and now we're throwing a UEFA Cup tie. So that's the way football is, and it's part of the reason that you grab opportunities like this when they come along.
And how important was it for you to leave Inverness Cali amicably?
Well, that's always going to be important. I had a fantastic relationship with Graham Bennett, Director of Football. Very, very loyal staff, very loyal players, and fantastic fans. And it was important that there was no acrimony, no bad taste left for anybody. I think Graham and the board knew that this was the only job, and I'm being serious. I know people have said it before, but this is the only job that could have taken me away from Inverness at this present time. But hopefully the new manager can come in and build on what Donald and myself have done there and keep a fantastic club in the league.
And is it in at the deep end today?
Yeah, very much so. There's no doubt about that. But as I say, that's part of the added incentive to come and manage for a club like Hearts. You know, Craig Levine's done a magnificent job here and brought the club to nights like this. And really, you know, European nights in Scotland, wherever they are fantastic, and it's just great to be part of it.
And are 3 points in your mind tonight?
Very much so. You know, John McGlynn has we've looked at the videos and the input that's required. We've looked at the shape of Schalke, and we've come up with a team tonight to try and win those games. I would think you need to win your 2 home games to qualify, so we really need 3 points tonight.
So there was a Schalke dossier handed over to you then?
Yes, very much so. We've got it. I've had a good look at it, and I say we've got some fantastic video analysis provided for us, and we've went right through the team. We know their shape, we know their strengths, we know how they play, we know what the players look like. But it's about what we do. We've said before, opposition can play however they want. It's how Hearts play tonight, and rode on by a fantastic crowd here tonight. We'll say we're really up for it.
And how much input are you prepared to give tonight?
Everything. You know, that's the whole point. As I say, myself and John will decide once the game starts that who's doing what. You know, if he sees something, then he'll step forward and coach. If I see something, I'll step forward and coach. We're all in it together, and you know, this is a night that we're trying to build on what Craig Levine has already laid here.
And how strong are the opposition tonight?
Very strong. I mean, you've played in Germany yourself, you know how strong the Bundesliga is, and for a team to have 5 straight wins, including an away win at Bayern, shows you the quality they've got. They beat Stuttgart last week as well, so we're under no illusions at all of the quality of this side coming here tonight. But as I say, it's about our strengths. Hearts have a proud tradition in Edinburgh, winning European ties, and hope tonight's no different.
And on the other hand, how strong are the squad that you've inherited here?
Well, again, it's one of the reasons. You know, they're very similar to Inverness, and they're very, very honest, very hard working, give you everything. Plus, they have no disrespect to Inverness lads, probably a wee bit more quality as well. So, as I say, it's a massive challenge for us. It starts this evening, and hopefully, it's not the end of a very good journey so far.
Now, as the team, is Mark de Vries still a concern fitness-wise?
Yeah, yes and no. He's on the bench tonight. We spoke with Mark. We hopefully could make it, but he just feels that he doesn't know how long he could give us from the start. And that's always a concern. So, you know, he's confident of doing 45 minutes, half an hour. So we felt it was, especially the way he's been playing at the moment, Kevin McKenna starts up front, and if we need Mark, then we'll use him.
And just quickly on the political side, what's your understanding of what's going to be happening at the boardroom level?
Well, I don't know about the boardroom level. I've heard people concerned about Director of Football, Mr Bajevich that's coming in, but I've no problem. I had a fantastic Director of Football at Inverness and Graham Bennett, and you know, hopefully Mr Bajevich and I can get on with it. I mean, with his knowledge, his contacts and his overall knowledge of the European scene, especially the eastern side, it can't be anything but a help.
Are you going to have money to spend?
I don't know, and I've never asked. You know, we've got a squad at the moment that can certainly challenge in the domestic front, and that's what I'm concerning myself with. That there'll be a time I sit down with the board and the chief executive and perhaps the owners and decide what's going to go from then. And whatever they tell you is available, then obviously you'll do your best with it.
Are you getting used to playing your home games away from home?
Yeah, but it's just fantastic to be involved tonight. As I say, it was hard at Inverness, but we've left them in good shape, and hopefully tonight we can be successful here in Murrayfield as Inverness have been at Pittodrie.
And lastly, how are you going to stamp your own authority on Hearts Football Club?
Well, we've just got to take our time. As I say, there's no need to make drastic changes because Craig Levein has built a fantastic side here. There's great foundations at the football club. Myself and Donald, with the current coaching staff, will just keep going the same way as Craig's used it at the moment. Add one or little things here in training routines perhaps, maybe ask them to do slightly different things in training, but you don't finish third in the league 2 years in a row and qualify for the group stages of the UEFA Cup by being a bad side, so there won't be too many changes.
John, thanks very much.
Thank you.
And John will be delighted to pick up the match programme for tonight and see the way it was for him about 20 years ago. Hasn't changed a bit, Craig, has he?
I can see that changing, getting this job here and all the pressure that comes with it. So, but it's great opportunity for him. You know, maybe people say it was too early, but you don't know if that opportunity is going to come again. So for me, he has to take it. He's got experience coaching at Livy. He's had a good managerial stint at Inverness Schalke. So he'll think the time's right for him. And not only that, Craig Levein's left him a very good squad of players. Hopefully the finances will get set up better when Mr. Romanoff comes in. And the one thing that worries me is Mr. Bajcevic, the guy that's going to be working above him. That always worries me. We've seen Craig Levein go to Leicester and get rid of Dave Bassett there as director of football. And he has to have a good relationship with him. If he does, then they'll progress.
He's done nothing yet, John Robertson, but already I fancy he's having a major impact. Hearts had sold 22,000 tickets yesterday for this match, and the feeling is today that figure might have gone up beyond 25,000, and the mention of John Robertson's name in these parts has a buzz about the place.
Yeah, every Hearts fan will say John was a legend here. I mean, he's played 700 odd games here and scored 300 odd goals, I think it is. So he was I played with him in the national team. That's how old and long ago that was. But you know, if he doesn't get the right results here, then that legendary status will quickly go out the window, because at the end of the day, he's not a player now, he's a manager. His job's to get results, put teams on the pitch and take Hearts forward, and he knows if he doesn't do that, then he'll get the same criticism as any other manager.
He won't tinker much tonight, will he? Early on, at least.
No, I don't think he will. As I say, the Hearts team more or less picks itself. It's a straight 4-4-2, very, very solid team. Yes, he has got De Vries on the bench. Hopefully they won't need him to come into the game, but he is available. Hearts have to be solid, and they can't afford to let the front three of Schalke, who are very, very quick and very experienced, get on top of their back four.
Let's study Hearts' recent form. Maybe Robbo should be watching this as well, so little has he seen so far of the Jambos. These are the last 5 games in the SPL.
Taken left footed this man. That's a brilliant effort there. Snodgrass, did that brilliantly. Can he cut it back? He does! And just touched away by Gordon. A brilliant save.
Hearts lost 3-0 to Feyenoord in Rotterdam in their first match of the UEFA Cup group stages, and dodgy referee played his part. Maybury's throw. Kevin McKenna! How about that? 1-0 Hearts. In from Barry Robson. There's Mark Wilson. It's all square, 1-1. Ramon Pereira. Kevin McKenna taken out by Jorge Hernandez. And it's going to be a red card for the Dundee defender. Presley's penalty hits the bar. Pereira through for McKenna. Suter got a hand to it, but it's gone in for 1-0. Janacek to Weir. Good running, good movement from Paul Hartley. Can he seal the points? He does. 10 minutes from time. Janacek spots the run of Dennis Winus. Good touch. Great goal. 3-0. Well, you never guess who's here tonight. The manager of Leicester City, the former head coach of Hearts, Craig Levein, I think was hoping he would slip in rather quietly without anyone noticing him. We had other ideas, and he's now with Scott Booth.
Craig, how strange does all this feel tonight?
Well, not strange. I'm just coming to watch a game of football, which I desperately hope that Hearts win.
Have you had any input at all on tonight's game?
No, I didn't think it was right. You know, you only caught me because I was coming in the door, basically. I'm trying to keep out of the way, believe it or not. But no, I mean, I spoke to John today, but obviously I just to wish him good luck and to pass my best wishes on to the players, that's all. And I'm just a fan tonight, and I'm desperate for us to do well.
So you haven't a chance to go in and speak to the players tonight, yeah?
No, I don't want to do that. You know, I think it's important that John takes the team tonight. And, you know, if we don't get a good result, I'll take the blame. You know, that so get them off to a good start.
It's all happened so quick. Have you had a chance to say goodbye to the people of Edinburgh and also the Hearts fans yet?
Not really, no. I mean, everything was I was just whisked away down to Leicester as soon as permission was given to speak to me. And I've been very hectic and very busy since, obviously having a game on Tuesday night. So, you know, I've not had the chance to settle in at all and really have a look at things. And of course I wanted to be back up here tonight to see this match. And
how big a job is it for you down there?
Quite a lot of work to do. You know, I've got some good players, but you know, there's areas the team that need improving, definitely. I mean, the league tables don't lie, and we're in a position that we probably deserve to be in just now. So the thing is, we need to try and improve things and move us up the table as quickly as possible.
And back to tonight, how do you see the game going tonight?
Well, I think if we can play with a little bit of energy and passion and get at them early, much the same as happened in the Braga match, then I think we could get the Germans on the back foot and hopefully we can score goals.
Is it going to be difficult to stop yourself from screaming at the players tonight?
Well, I didn't scream very often at them previously. No, I mean, I'll be able to relax tonight for a change and let Robbo do all the shouting.
It'll be a bit weird just sitting back and watching your old team play.
Yeah, it will be, but at the same time, as I say already, I'm desperate for us to do well, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed.
Craig, thanks, and I wish you all the best down there.
Okay, thanks, Scott.
Craig Levein says he'll be able to relax tonight. I can't quite imagine that. Those are all his players out there.
They are, and he's put together a good side at Hearts. He's moved on to different things now, but his legacy is the 3 years or 4 years he's been here, whatever it is. You know, he's built a decent side, a strong structure for John Robertson to go on and take this team forward.
One of the players he's left, John Robertson, is Ramon Pereira, signed from Wraith Rovers, and he's had injury early on in his Hearts career, hasn't featured too much. It's only now we're beginning to see the best of him, and he was very prominent against Dundee at the weekend, very lively up front. Yeah,
I mean, it looks as if he's capable of dropping off into the little spaces behind the midfield and pick the ball up and play a pass and see a pass. He signed him from Wraith Rovers. He hasn't been in Scottish football that long. I think he only played 11 games for Wraith Rovers, Rob, but he's had problems with his ankle this season. And I think that's been part of the problem for Craig Levein in his time here at the start of this season. That's why Hearts' form in the league's been a bit patchy, is because of the lack of strikers and the lack of continuity. They might have that now with De Vries coming back on the bench tonight and Pereira and McKenna up front.
And Kevin McKenna, alongside Pereira, is scoring goals. And I know that Craig Levein always reckoned that he was signed as a defender, like McKenna, but he's actually better up front.
Yeah, I like him at the back as well, but he looks a handful up front. He's another big guy, you know, big strong fella. Scored at the weekend, could have had a couple of goals at the weekend, McKenna, so it'll be interesting to see how his partnership blossoms with Pereira tonight, who I think is a clever player. If he keeps himself fit, Pereira, you know, we could see a lot of him this season.
Hearts goalkeeper Craig Gordon could be a busy man tonight, you would imagine. He's played 50-odd games on the trot now in the Hearts first team, having deposed Tepi Moilanen, and he's produced some stunning saves in the last few months.
Yeah, he's been a terrific goalkeeper, terrific find really from coming in from nowhere for Craig Levein, and big presence in the goal, you know, well above 6 foot, probably about 6'4", very confident, prepared to come off his line, good shot stopper as well, as we see there. You know, got his international call up, got criticised for his performance when Bertie Vogts brought him in. But keepers are always the last line and always make mistakes, and it usually ends up in the back of the net. But we can see from the clips there, he's made some terrific saves. This was at the weekend against Dundee when he bravely comes out at the feet of Caballero. So he's got what most goalkeepers need, that little bit of bravery as well. Save from Stevie Lovell there, stands big, similar to Stefan Klos in the Rangers goal. You know, he stays on his feet as long as possible, makes it difficult for the attackers, and I think he's got a big future in the game if he keeps listening and keeps learning and keeps going forward.
And when you think, Craig, of some of Hearts' biggest performances over the last couple of seasons, Bordeaux, that great win in Bordeaux, the beating of Braga this season, you think back to very important Craig Gordon saves.
Yeah, we don't want to be negative, but he could be one of the players the papers are talking about. Craig Levein coming back and maybe snatching, and John Robertson and the Hearts board will be trying to do all they can to keep the players, a lot of players out of contract, and Craig Gordon being one of the top players at Hearts other clubs will be looking at.
There's been a lot of talk about Paul Hartley possibly joining Craig Gordon in the Scotland squad, and that says a lot about the way he's been playing. He scored 5 times for them this season, but that only tells part of the story. He is the creative force, isn't he, in central midfield?
Yeah, arguably one of the best players. I think he's really mature. You know, he's been about Hamilton, Millwall, Raith Rovers, Hibs. You know, went to St Johnstone, got his move to Hearts on a Bosman, and I think he's finally settled down. He's got that little nasty streak about him, that little aggressive streak as well, so he can put his foot in. You know, he's a very confident lad, very self-confident, and above all, he's got ability. He's got a lot of ability, as we see here. Doesn't panic, and slams this in the far corner. I've known this lad since about 16 years old. The one thing he's got, Rob, is a lot of ability to go with self-confidence. At the moment, he's probably playing the best football of his career.
Schalke would like to think that they'll do a lot of attacking tonight, and it's up to Hartley supporting McKenna and Pereira to actually ask questions of them at the other end.
That's right, because no point in just sitting back, and there will be times in the game they will be under pressure because Schalke are a good side. But Hartley is the one player that has got a little bit of invention. He can do something different. He can see a pass, he can score a goal. Because Norbo alongside him in midfield is more of a defensive midfielder. He'll pick somebody up man for man, or he'll be tracking midfielders back. So big onus on Hartley to get forward and support the front 2 guys, and hopefully that'll work for Hearts.
The great thing about this Hearts side, of course, is that there's continuity about the defence, there's solidity about the defence. It's Nielsen and Mabry on either side, it's Presley-Webster in the middle.
Yeah, who know each other's game perfectly, and I think that's been a big bonus for Craig Gordon in the goal as well, because the back 4 are very, very good. I like Mabry and Nielsen. I think they're both capable of getting forward and helping out the midfield and being attacking fullbacks as well as defensive fullbacks. Webster's a young lad. I like him. I think he's got a big future. He's playing alongside a very experienced player in Stephen Presley. He's going to have to use all his experience tonight because the front 3 of Schalke are excellent. So, but Hearts are strong at the back, so they should be confident of keeping a clean sheet here at Murrayfield at home and letting the guys that are up front, you know, Kisnorbo, Hartley, Hamill attacking from midfield, and McKenna and Pereira up front to do the damage. If they can keep a clean sheet at the back, then they give themselves a chance. You
mentioned Kisnorbo. He's the protector, isn't he, in front of the back 4. And you mentioned as well Levein, what Levein leaves behind for John Robertson to take on. He's a gem, isn't he?
He is a gem. I think he went round 1 or 2 clubs in Scotland, and a few looked at him, Kisnorbo, and nobody took a chance. Craig Levein took a chance on him. He's a very, very good athlete. You know, gets up and down, can do a man-marking job. But I think his job today will be to sit in front of the back 4 and protect that, and not allow any space in there for like say Ailton to come into or Lincoln to drop into. So he's a big player for them today, and I think defensively Hearts have to do well today if they're going to win this game.
One final thought briefly, is a point any good to Hearts tonight?
Well, I think it won't be a bad result. I think ideally they need to win the game, but I think looking at this Schalke side, if Hearts got a point tonight, I think it'll be an excellent result.
So it's a big night for Hearts at Murrayfield against Schalke. Can they get some points on the board in Group A of the UEFA Cup? We're going to find out with our commentary team, Mark Haitley, and firstly, Jock Brown.
Well, let's hope we do get some points to the board tonight. The atmosphere could scarcely be better, but it is very odd to be here with a round ball at Murrayfield. Mark, what difference might that make to the Hearts' chances?
Well, I think it definitely favours Schalke, used to playing in this sort of environment. I think a lot's lost when you come away from Tynecastle, and I think that'll be a big loss for Hearts tonight.
Well, let's take a quick look then straight away at the Hearts team and confirm that there's no Mark de Vries. He's fitted up only for the bench. So Kevin McKenna starts up front. There's still no Phil Stamp, but otherwise that's a full-strength lineup, leaning heavily on the international defensive trio of Gordon, Presley and Webster.
Yeah, straight normal 4-4-2 for Hearts tonight. I don't think there'll be any tinkering from John Robertson. Nielsen, Presley, Webster, Mabry. Big game for them. Hartley, Kisnelbo in the centre of the midfield area. And McKenna and Pereira up front. All big games for them six through the middle of the park today.
And the Schalke team is made up of just 3 Germans. There are 2 Danes, a Turk, a Pole, a Dutchman and 3 Brazilians, one of whom, the striker Ailton, is trying to get clearance to play for Qatar.
Yeah, set up into a 4-4-3-3. I think that's why they'll play. Pretty flexible, plenty of technique in there. Sand, we all know about Sand, Elton, Asamoah, all very quick, as the boys said in the dressing room. And they're the ones that Hearts will have to watch tonight. Lincoln, the link, all those 4 players will be key tonight for Schalke.
So a very powerful German side, well supported from the town or the city of Gelsenkirchen, where Schalke is a district. It's like Partick Thistle, really, in Germany. And a terrific crowd. They normally have 60,000 plus at their home matches. The arena park where Porto played Monaco. I think you were there in the Cup Champions League final.
I was going to say a slightly better stadium than Partick Thistle. Absolutely state of the art. Was there for the Champions League final last year. Absolutely marvellous place to play football. And this similar sort of environment, big open stadium, not intimidating, crowd not on top of you, and they'll feel at home playing here at Murrayfield.
Well, despite these empty spaces, certainly 30,000, I reckon, inside Murrayfield for this occasion, and there is a wonderful sense of anticipation around the stadium. I just see the Republic of Ireland manager Brian Kerr stepping into the director's box below us. He's here to check on people, perhaps like Alan Maybury, who's already got 1 or 2 caps for Ireland.
Yeah, I think Alan Maybury's a good player. When I was on loan at Leeds, he was there coming through as a young player before he got the injury playing for Leeds in the Champions League. But very good player, good temperament, good technique, you know, and I think he's proved that he can play at that international level.
Well, Schalke disappointed with their first performance against Basel, a 1-1 home draw in the first match in this group, so they'll be very keen indeed to make a much bigger impact this evening, coming in as heavy bookmakers' favourites, would you believe? And that reflects perhaps the standing of a team which is second in the Bundesliga against the Hearts team sitting just 4th in the SPL.
I think the bookmakers, rightly so, making Schalke the favourites. I think you know, they're second in the Bundesliga, playing very well at the moment. You know, Hearts, a couple of players missing. De Vries is a big player for me, and I think the bookmakers will probably have it spot on tonight.
So John Robertson entering the arena along with John McGlynn, who's been the caretaker coach this week, taking care of all the training formalities. And John Robertson has had little chance to make a real impact, apart, I suspect, from that team talk in the dressing room before the start. And I imagine that'll make some impact.
Absolutely. I think a new manager coming in at this level, a European level, will give that team that extra boost, and not have a lot of time to work with the team and put his ideas over on the team. So pretty much a Craig Levein setup, and let the players play from there. They'll all be out to impress the new manager, no shadow of a doubt in that. Craig Gordon, what a find he's been, but how long can Hearts hold on to him? Craig Levein, I think, big fan of this young man, and will he take him down the road? Only time will tell. Well,
he's 52nd consecutive match this is. He got 5 international caps, 7 shutouts in 16 this season. Not a bad record at all. Just 1 goal lost in 7 home league games this season. That against Hirik Riordan of Hibs.
That's always a good sign, I think, when you're obviously not conceding at domestic level. You've got your steady back 4, back 5 with your goalkeeper. That breeds confidence throughout the team, and hopefully those back 4, back 5, if you include the goalkeeper, will maintain that sort of standard.
Nikolai Ivanov from Russia is the man in charge, and with all the formalities over, it will be the visitors from Germany to start the game. Ailton, number 9 there, over the ball. Evie Sand, a more familiar figure perhaps to us all, the Danish international. Man who scored 22 goals in 66 internationals for Denmark. Very good record indeed. Lincoln plays it wide to the right-hand side. and Schalke enjoying some early possession deep inside their own half. There have been 2 players missing from their first choice lineup. The ball held up there. There's going to be a free kick. Free kick to Schalke. Good challenge in the match by Kisnorbo.
Kisnorbo just making his intentions clear there. Just getting straight into sand.
Yeah, just Kestajic, the defender, and Kobiashvili, the midfield player, who would normally be the starting lineup, missing. Apart from that, a full-strength Schalke lineup. And they have some very skillful players like Asamoah, the German international, on the right-hand side, man born in Ghana. It's played back here to Valdoch, who has replaced Kestajic in defence. Polish international player. Internationals right throughout this lineup. That's Lincoln. And the first bit of work there for Joe Hamill, for Hearts, and for Stephen Presley. Kisnorbo playing it back. Played long there by Nielsen. The Hearts can come forward their first attack of the match with Ramon Pereira. This is McKenna, the Canadian international. Back with Hamill again. Very good movement from midfield by Hartley, and excellent goalkeeping by Rost in that Schalke goal.
Super run there from Hartley, just seeing the space. Pereira just dropping there, but the ball just skipping through. But good early signs there for Hearts, trying to get the ball behind the Schalke back four.
Bordon plays it forward. Number 6 Alton top in midfield for Schalke. The throw goes to Schalke. Russian referee having worked there with Jamie McAllister, the lane getting the ball back there, and another decision goes Schalke's way. Asamoah fouled by Maybury.
Be a good little match up there, Asamoah and Maybury, 2 pacey players. Maybury very tenacious in the tackle. Be a close one to watch that.
Lincoln over the set piece. Evisan, a target inside the area, very good in the air. Driven ball coming into that danger area, tucked away from Ailton and played away calmly by Kisnorbo. Very good temperament, Patrick Kisnorbo. Stays very cool under pressure.
Yeah, but I've been impressed with him this season. Very rangy player, lots and lots of energy, can link up, can get forward, seen him score goals as well.
Schalke coming here full of confidence though. 5 successes in a row in the Bundesliga, and that's very difficult to achieve. Pander coming inside. And carefully watched by Gordon over the top. Might have been troublesome, that attempt on goal from long range.
Great vision here from Ailton. Even though young Craig Gordon is well up there, a 6'4", quite able with the ability there to look for the chip.
Christian Pander set that move up. Good leap there by McKenna. Pereira kept it in well also. It's Robbie Nielsen, caught late there by Lincoln. The referee comes across to have a word with the Brazilian midfield player. A Schalke playmaker, but man capable obviously of putting his foot in.
Something you don't expect from a Brazilian there. The exert all the flair, but just hanging that right leg in there, catching Nielsen on the shin. A chance for Hearts to bring the big guns forward.
Joe Hamill over the ball to angle this in with his left foot. Stephen Presley has stayed back as the last defender for Hearts. Discussion between Hamill and Hartley. A lot of aerial power in there for Hearts. Good delivery. Poulsen got it clear there for Ailton. This is a good break on by Schalke. Alton top. Pacey from midfield. Well challenged by Maybury.
Good cover there from Maybury. Won't be too shy on that sprint. I think he'll cover most everything that comes down that side. Good defender.
This is Pander, one of the 3 Germans on the side. Good work there by Hamill. The offside flag would have gone up for Pereira had he been able to become involved there. Discussion there to the bench for Pereira. That's Poulsen. Cross here to the Brazilian Bordon. Header down was by Nielsen. This is Hamill. Back with Presley. Good possession play by Hearts. That's excellent football. Now Hartley. Very direct indeed, Hartley. Likes to go at defenders. Nielsen on the overlap. A misunderstanding though between the two. And the attack breaks down.
Got himself in a good position there. Got himself one-on-one with the defender. I was a bit surprised that he wouldn't have passed that on. I thought he must drive into the box there, put himself one-on-one with Asamoah.
Presley, first of the ball for Hearts. Pander's header. That's Webster. A lot will depend on these two central defenders for Hearts, Webster and Presley. International experience. Alton Top has been penalised.
Just holding on there. Straightforward decision for the ref, but I think the service from Schalke from back to front at the moment, Hearts will be lapping that up, all in the air. Webster and Presley, easy as you like, just putting their heads to it all the time. I hope it remains like that for a while.
Presley plays it in towards the far post. McKenna was the target. McAllister supporting the left-hand side. Closed down there strongly by Udi Campuis. This is Asamoah breaking for Schalke. And under too much pressure from Maybury, the liking of the referee. Well, they're not exactly the best of friends already, these two, Asamoah and Maybury.
Yeah, right in his boots. Every time Asamoah's got the ball, Maybury's been inches away from him, not letting him get any yardage on him, letting him get a run at him.
Well, that's a great turn there by Asamoah. But the decision goes Hearts' way. Asamoah can't believe that.
The referee deeming that Asamoah used his body there just to receive the ball and turn the defender, but I think slightly hard done by there. Special attention Asamoah's getting from all the Hearts defenders.
Calmly played forward by Valdoch. Another good challenge by the big Polish defender. That's Presley showing he can offer some of that too. Udi Campuis finds Asamoah, but the challenge was a good one. Hearts in possession again. Strong play by Maybury. Another good challenge by McKenna on Poulsen. Pereira penalised for dangerous play, put up.
Do anything in Europe like that, anything above waist height with your foot, it's going to be a free kick. The difference of playing in Europe, adapting your game.
Udi Campuis again linking with Asamoah. And Asamoah more intent, I think, in laying that off rather than trying to turn after some of those hefty challenges he's had from Maybury. Offside flag up instantly there as Pander broke on the left-hand side. And John Robertson making his first impact on the Hearts team from the bench. That's what a strange position that for John Robertson coming into this match. Such a big game for his first game.
Yeah, not having a lot of influence, but just the team talk, the newness, a new manager being on the scene. You know, just pretty much play away as you've been doing all season. But will pick up as the game goes through. He'll be picking out things and pulling up players.
Revisan robbed there by Hartley, who looks very lively indeed, taking on Udi Campuis, but there was cover provided very quickly. Well, the match has been played at a very good pace.
He's been influential already, Hartley. He's picked the ball up and driving at defenders, trying to get himself into the wider areas. He's had a break through the middle as well.
So the two sitting midfield players are Poulsen and Alton Top for Schalke, allowing Lincoln the freedom to push forward. With Here's Kisnorbo, perhaps with the main task of looking after Lincoln. McAllister, looking for McKenna. A strong play again by McAllister. This is Pereira. Misunderstanding with an attempted ball inside, and down goes Alton Top. The Russian referee gives the free kick to Schalke.
Yeah, easy decision there, just a clip of the ankles. Referee right on top of it.
Here's Lincoln again with Sand. Schalke dangerous, they move like this. Ailton turning it back against the balance. And very good defending in the end by Presley. He looked to be in trouble there. Wrong-footed by the cutback initially. This is Poulsen. Rudy Campuis. Lincoln's dummy did not deceive Patrick Kisnorbo, his marker. Man who plays with immense energy, the Australian. With no options inside there, nowhere to go, but Presley survived that very awkward moment.
Yeah, just got caught the wrong side there, but kept cool on the floor, took the ball. But nowhere there for Kisnorbo to go when he won the ball. But there is space out in these wider areas when Hearts do pick up the loose ball. It's just getting support through the middle.
Good combination back there too, and Webster made a very important challenge to help his captain out.
They've got a good understanding going, those two. Pretty impressive last season as well.
This is McAllister. Happy to go back as long as possession is retained. That's a good ball from Maybury to Nielsen. Nielsen's 33rd consecutive match for Hearts. Strong header away there by Baldock. Hearts are possession again, but so lots of encouragement coming for the Schalke team too from behind Craig Gordon's goal. Nielsen's throw. The target is McKenna. Headed away there by Bordon. Careless pass. Retrieved though by Maybury again. Still they can't breach that Schalke defence around the box. Rudy Campuis inside to Baldock. Hutchman and the pole together. German goalkeeper. 4 caps he has. Frank Rost, former Werder Bremen keeper. 10 years he had there. Good dummy by Sand, but it was very well read by Webster. Calm defending.
It's only a good dummy if there's somebody behind you, Joe.
Here's Christian Panda. Straight to Presley. His header is a good one. Finds Hamill. Under pressure though from Alton Top. And in comes Nielsen. The studs are showing. It's going to be a free kick.
It's a difference in Europe again. Studs showing. That would be a tackle here you get away with in the SPL, but not in Europe.
It's Poulsen playing it long for Asamoah. Fine defending again by Maybury. At this stage, appears to be getting the better of things. A little short for that ball back, allowing a little bit of a flutter in the hearts of these home supporters, and a free kick is given against the harrowing figure of Kevin McKenna.
Always a willing runner, McKenna. But Bowman there, big strong athlete, just getting caught up with his feet. You know, with McKenna, anything that's not forward, he's going to chase it.
Well, Hearts lack nothing in terms of determination, enthusiasm. A little bit of skill out there as well. An emerging team, I would suggest, Hearts. This is Bordon. Headed on by Sand. Tied up by Presley. Possession showing Schalke seeing more of the ball. Haven't really troubled Craig Gordon yet though, which is the really telling statistic.
Had a pretty quiet start to the game. The young man, I don't think he'll be too worried about that.
Tactical tinkering goes on. John McGlynn is out also. John Robertson. Wrestling match going on there. Tander and McKenna. Hearts have the throw. Well, cleaning the ball or drying the ball off, and the shot indicates a long throw being attempted. Indeed it is. McKenna did appear to be wrestled to the ground there by Valdoch, and he got a bad one on the ankle too as that sand breaks. Asamoah against Maybury. Well, just look at the pace here of Asamoah. Can he get there in time? He could. But Webster was in just the right place for Hearts. Valdoch's header. Well, McKenna hurtling there, seemed to land awkwardly. Mark?
Yeah, I think he just went over on his ankle here. There you go, just going away from him. Saw one. He seems to be hobbling around now, just getting the feeling back into that ankle. Couple of minutes, hopefully he'll be back to normal.
That's Nielsen. Good play by Hamill. Playing a little bit against his hand on the right hand side, Joe Hamill. Very left-footed player. That's Kisnorbo's pass. McKenna thumped in the back by Bordon. Well, Marcelo Bordon, the marker there, Brazilian, cost €5 million when he signed from Stuttgart, for whom he scored the second away goal against Hearts.
Clumsy
in year 2000, that was what put Hearts out, remember? An away goal rule, but he got the second one at Tynecastle, which made all the difference.
Just a clumsy challenge there from Bordon. No chance of winning the ball, just charging into the back of McKenna. Giving Hearts the option now, the chance to bring the big players in and around the edge of the Schalke box.
Well, Bordon has been to Scotland 3 times and lost 3 times. He's been to Celtic Park, he's been to Ibrox, to Stuttgart, and he's been to Tynecastle. Let's hope that continues.
A bit of luck. Yeah. Murrayfield will be a negative place for him as well.
That's Jamie McAllister. That's deflected, but carefully looping up there into the arms of Rust. So no problem for the Schalke keeper. Very calm play, an experienced professional. Misjudged by Nielsen. This could be troublesome. Lincoln's in behind him. Asamoah wants it played through the gap. Fine goalkeeping by Gordon.
A good watch there from Gordon. Nielsen just getting caught out there. Getting on the wrong side there, and a little slider ball up the side there. But a good watch from young Craig Gordon.
Pereira putting pressure on Bordon. And too much pressure. No argument about this, I don't think.
Simple decision. Hand on, push, right in front of the assistant.
You're impressed overall, though, the first 20 minutes or so gone. How do you feel Hearts are performing, Mark?
I think it's been pretty even Steven. I think I've been disappointed more so in Schalke. I thought they'd come here and put Hearts straight on the back foot. Disappointed in Sand. I thought Sand would offer a lot more. It's failed to hold the ball or get the strikers going. And it's pretty much as expected. I think both sides are still feeling each other out at the moment. But I think John Robertson will be slightly happy of the two managers.
Well, trouble here for a Hearts player, and it was the assistant on the far side who drew the attention, the referee, to Patrick Kisnorbo.
Absolutely nothing in that.
Just a free kick, really, but just a yellow card it is. That's a worry. All the big men up in the back, Bordon and Valdoch are there. Flighted in and headed away well by Maybury. That's good hold-up play by Hartley. Pereira trying to retrieve possession also. Strong on the ball. And a very good tumble, I would suggest, by Pereira.
Yeah, good play over Pereira. Did well to hold the couple of defenders off. Knew where he was going. Good strength. And just a little fall over there.
All over his border was there. Here's McAllister with a shooting chance. And it broke off hardly in the goalkeeper. Could so easily have been the opener. The ball is out of play. The decision's a corner kick. And Rost is relieved.
Fantastic chance there for Hearts. Partly getting himself in a great position.
Well, we'll see that again, I'm sure, in a moment or two after this attack is over. And Ross turns it away to avoid the corner again. It's a throw into Hearts. The pressure is mounting. A good variation there by Nielsen. The short throw to Hamill for the cross. There's Pereira. He's beaten to the ball by Poulsen. And that's another corner kick to Hearts.
The spell of the game for Hearts here. A little sustained pressure. A couple of good saves from Rost, the Schalke goalkeeper.
Hartley goes across. Still no Stephen Presley in the box, incidentally. Stayed back. Solid header away there by Bordon. Samoa trying to counter, and the ball will be brought back for a free kick to Schalke. Well, let's just see how close Hearts were to that opening goal a moment ago.
Good ball into the McKenna. McKenna not winning the ball, but ball breaking to McAllister, and a great block. Fortunate, maybe, but right place at the right time. But a great run from Hartley into the danger area.
Well, the closest yet, no doubt about that. Great encouragement. The Hearts supporters inside the stadium here at Murrayfield enjoyed that all right. Disappointing, of course, it didn't end up in the net, but a great bit of encouragement. Ude Campuis plays it back to Valdoch. Very organised and disciplined Schalke. They retain their positions all the time. The player with freedom is Lincoln, number 10, who's been closely marked by Kisnorbo. Back with Pander, a fullback. Poulsen into the gap there for Sand. This is Lincoln, and that's a free kick. No, it's not a free kick. It looked like a sandwich there, but referee waving play on. Bit of a break there, I would suggest, for Hearts. This is Poulsen. The referee couldn't have been much closer, mind you. He was right within 5 yards of that incident. Here's Sand dropping off now to good effect for Schalke. Asamoah trying to take that on the run, and it's turned back by Maybury for the corner. I think Craig Gordon was quite right not to have a swipe at that with his left boot.
Yeah. A bit fortunate there, Maybury. I think a throw-in on the far side would have been a better option, putting his goalkeeper under pressure and his team under pressure now from this corner.
Lincoln, the Brazilian, formerly with Kaiserslautern. He'll take this. Outswinger preferred. Hearts defence is strong enough for the moment. Here's Pander going to the byline again. It's a good pull back. Back now with Alton top. Well, that could easily have taken a deflection. Bit of relief there for Hearts.
Good defending though from Hearts. And Craig Gordon there just pushing everybody out. This is a shot across the face of the goal, but all the Hearts players on the edge of the box, leaving the Schalke forwards in there. Good defending.
Well, Hearts competing so far, I would suggest, splendidly. This is a very good side they're playing, and Hearts do not by any means look out of place. This is Nielsen. Pushed in the back. Is it a free kick? Yes, it is.
Nielsen just under pressure here and just going down. I think Ivanov. The referee must be on Romanov's Christmas card list, the way he's going at the moment.
So Craig Gordon now able to target one of the front two, Pereira or McKenna more likely. There's McKenna. Good flick on. There we go, corner kick. Ball down slip.
Good pressure there from Pereira. Just forcing Bourdon into the corner flag.
Well, it's a very well-driven shot, but he couldn't keep it down, McAllister. Has a very good left foot, he has.
Yeah, it was the right idea. Schalke sleeping there, just taking a short one. Right idea, just slightly high on the execution there.
I'm actually surprised, Mark, that the teams don't operate more short corners, because the orthodox ones seem to produce too many goals.
I mean, it changes the angle, obviously, of the ball on the way into the box. Harder to defend against when it's coming in the way, a couple of yards from the byline.
It's good, strong play again by McAllister on that far touchline. Lofted forward by Maybury. It's hopeful, though, rather than designed, that one. That's Hartley. Poulsen playing it in towards Asamoah, who turned his man very well indeed. There's no foul given. This is dangerous for Hearts. It's Alton top shot, blocked well by Nielsen. Alton top, the Turkish international.
Stephen Presley just getting turned by Asamoah. Alton top getting himself in there, but good recovery from Nielsen.
Well, Schalke always opting for outswinging corner kicks. This is Pander, the full-back. Oh, that was dangerous. A lucky break there for Hearts defensively. And now there's more trouble coming for Hearts. Nielsen goes in late. And the Schalke players looking very upset about that. Lincoln, the victim.
Just jumping in there, 2 foot on Lincoln. Always going to be a free kick as soon as Nielsen commits himself to that sort of lunge.
Well, now, what does Schalke have from the set piece? Lincoln over the ball. He orchestrates most things from here. Alton top has got a bit of dig in his right foot. The Turkish player, number 6. Pander, maybe the set-up player.
That's holding a good line here, right at the edge of the box, keeping the space between the goalkeeper and the forwards.
There it goes. It's Alton top shot, turned away there by Nielsen. Hamill can get there first, and he's done very well to turn that into a goal kick on Asamoah.
He's been a handful, Asamoah. Stocky player, very, very quick, uses his body well. Coming for some special attention from the Hearts back four already in this match.
Target again is McKenna. Alton top seeing a lot of the ball in that holding midfield role, being allowed to charge forward more and more often. Poulsen doing more of the sitting. This is McAllister. Also very well cut out there by Valdoch, centre back. Now Pander comes forward. Oh, a big thank you to the referee.
Definitely on Romanov's Christmas card list, I think.
Nikolai Ivanov, the referee, gave that free kick also to Hearts, but he had no option about that. Pereira was clearly fouled. That's Presley thumping it in. And it's McKenna who's been penalised there. The referee's not happy about the fact that Hartley continued there for a shot at goal. Becoming a very important player for Hearts, Hartley.
Yeah, made some good runs into the central danger areas, but Hartley.
It's well won by Presley. Alton top was very sharp getting back there, a 21-year-old. Billy Capuis inside to Poulsen. Dutchman to a Dane. Here's for German born in Ghana. Asamoah. Still no real problem for the Hearts defence.
No, Hearts have done well. this particular moment in time. They're holding a good line, keeping the Schalke forwards well away from the danger area of Craig Gordon.
Too high there for Kevin McKenna. So Schalke coming from the back again with Panda. This is Lincoln. Over to the far side, Eddie Campris. Not too many chances so far to come forward. They do hold the discipline, this Schalke side. Lincoln misjudged the pass. Back from Kisnorbo. Mabry playing that very loosely out of defence. This is Panda on his left foot. And that'll be a corner kick. It was blocked by Hamill. Bit of slack play though by Hearts for the first time in the match.
Uncharacteristic error there from Mabry. Normally cool on the ball, but panicking, getting the ball onto his right foot, putting his team under pressure.
Presley organising. Panda going to leave this one. There's going to be some change in the pattern from the corner. Bordon heads into the 6-yard box. Going to be a short one this time. Just moving the ball. Lincoln plays it in, and the near post header goes wide, but another corner is given. There was very tight marking in there by the Hearts defenders. Lincoln and Panda again together. Just moving the ball for this set piece, perhaps, or perhaps not this time. And they'll have another opportunity here as that's stumped away by Stephen Presley. The Hearts will be anxious to get this ball out of the danger area quickly. Set up some counter attack. Every Hearts player is back defending this corner kick. Presley, what a fine job he's done in that little spell of attacking play from Schalke. This time it's Webster. Eddie Campris. Alton Top comes forward. Very assured in possession. Ailton caught napping there. Hearts have possession. Chance to develop on the right hand side here with Nielsen. Now Hamill. Back it comes now to Presley. Kisnorbo collects. Hearts trying to get some passes going here just to enjoy a little bit of possession after that spell of pressure. Kisnorbo again with Presley. Just a settling process again. Another challenge there by Valdoch on McKenna. McKenna recovers well. That's for Hartley. Steps inside Poulsen. Good clearing header inside the area. Good defensive play by Bordon again. This is Sand. Space again. But Alton Top. Forward it goes to Ailton. No one coming in quickly enough from the far post there for Schalke. Otherwise, Hearts were in serious trouble.
Yeah, good flowing play there from Schalke. Ailton just getting in the back there, but a shot across. I think Craig Gordon knew that was going wide, took his hands away. Good goalkeeping. And that's what you've got to watch with Schalke. Pretty sharp in the pass, pretty sharp going forward, plenty of pace. Prepared to run behind defenders.
Well, Ailton, in fairness, has been really quiet in the match so far, but he just demonstrates his talent from time to time. Reminds Hearts he's a threat. This is Pereira. Earning a throw off Panda. I like the way Nielsen is not in any way slavish to the long throw. This is inside the Hamill. Trying to angle one into the box, but running figure of Hartley. Strong play by Mabry again, but he's been penalised. Hearts supporters don't like that.
It was unfortunate there for Hearts, because they had an overload there. Maybe just get caught.
So that's Alton Top's pass back. There's Valdoch. Uri Campis. Turn was made by Lincoln. He was then caught by Patrick Kisnorbo. Remember, Kisnorbo's been booked. He's got to be careful. If he's doing the marking job on Lincoln, this could be a problem.
Yeah, there's not a lot in that. Lincoln just going down, losing his footing. Kisnorbo's got to be very, very careful. He's that sort of player. He's a pressure player, puts people under pressure. Got to watch his game now with that yellow card.
Here's Alton Top. He's seen a lot of the ball in the first half, perhaps more than any other Schalke player. On the far side is Uri Campis. Asamoah. Well tackled there by McAllister. Lincoln's pass is a good one. Asamoah again. Oh, brilliant play. Ailton. Oh, that was terrific play, especially by Asamoah for Schalke.
That's the best we've seen, I think, for Lincoln up play. Schalke, Asamoah, Ailton. Very, very tight to try and get that shot away, but great vision there from Asamoah. Great little turn, little drag back, and just trying to bend it into the top corner.
Stephen Presley did well there, actually. He could tighten up without diving in.
Yeah, just enough on it, just enough to force the ball away from the goal.
So the throw now goes to Schalke. Fascinating game developing here. We've seen the attacking qualities of Schalke. A little bit more power, perhaps, attacking sense from Hearts, without the same dexterity and cleverness. Kisnorbo to Nielsen. Here comes McKenna. Such a willing player, very well tackled by Borgon. Alton Top safely back to his keeper, the skipper. Look how quickly McAllister closed out Uri Campis and forced that error.
That's good play from McAllister there. Saw the pass coming early, good vision, got himself out. Put Campis under pressure.
This is Pereira. Good touch in the ball, advantage allowed there. Headed away well by Borgon inside his own box. This is Asamoah. Well, maybe they get one or two very good early tackles on him, but since that time, Asamoah has become a handful. Svalbard under pressure. And the free kick given against Pereira.
Pereira just getting close to him. Like most Europeans, as soon as they feel contact, straight to the ground. I think that's what frustrates British supporters when you're playing teams in Europe. Players tend to hit the surface pretty quick.
Asamoah outpowered there by Maybury. Here's Hartley. Needs support again from McAllister. Well, McAllister thought of a right-footed pass to Nielsen and then realised he didn't have quite the confidence for that, his weaker side, and perhaps sensibly kept possession safely using his back four. This is Andy Webster. Great value, £75,000 from our growth 3 years ago. This is Pereira. Lincoln, closed down by Kisnorbo. Evesan trying to get more and more involved in the play. Turned away by Ailton to Lincoln. That's a very good switch of play to Uri Campis. He's upset the Hearts supporters over there. McAllister made the challenge. These are Schalke supporters, of whom there are a great number inside Murrayfield. Poulsen's found a little bit of space. Cross is cut off by Webster. Now can Hartley break? Held up by Poulsen. Was that legal? Yes, is the referee. target again in the air is McKenna. These are very difficult balls to direct accurately. Pulling and tugging again on Lincoln by Kisnorbo. He'll have to be very careful here.
Yeah, and she's getting pulled up every third or fourth tackle at the moment. Kisnorbo got to take care.
I wonder if it's time to change the marker. This is Nielsen. Well taken by Hartley. Has he enough pace? Not enough to get away from Bordon. Oh, strong tackle by Nielsen. And it looked like a good one, but he's going to be yellow carded for that. And that really is upsetting to the Scottish supporters. Alton topped the dying man, and it looked like a good tackle to me, Mark.
That's what happens. SPL, that's a good tackle. When you come into Europe, you cannot lunge in like that. You cannot lunge in from the side or anywhere from the back. He's coming in from the side there. He's lunging in. It's a straightforward decision, that, for the referee at this level.
Okay, look at that again. It was a foul. I concede that.
Nielsen guilty of 2 or 3 of the lunges.
Yeah, there's
been fouls. Yeah, been fouls. Everyone has been a foul, so he's not learnt his lesson.
Yeah, it's a learning process, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's very difficult. As these young players playing in Europe,
it's a hard way to learn your lesson, John. You have to learn it quick.
Well, that's 2 Hearts players now yellow carded. Robbie Nielsen and Patrick Kisnorbo, both tough tackling players. They'll need to be very watchful. Turned away by Pander. That's a throw to Hearts. Don't know why Pander thought anything different about that. Here's Nielsen. And there's a challenge at the edge of the penalty area on Pereira. The Hearts supporters looking for something there. Would have been a soft one, but who knows? In Europe, physical contact like that, and sometimes it's just a penalty.
The ball knocked into him there. No, not a lot in that.
I think he might have given a foul on the halfway line.
Yeah, might have done, but I don't think you're going to get a penalty.
Dawson's pass, I yielded to Asamoah. This is Lincoln late in that first half. That's a fine save by Craig Gordon. And a very important save, I suspect. Last thing Hearts want to do is lose one before the interval.
An important time. Asamoah, the man, I think most influential player for them. I think Craig Gordon just losing his bearings a little bit there. He played safe, just got a hand on it.
This time, the variation goes on for Schalke. They're going for an in-swinger this time, and Pander over there. McKenna didn't make contact. Here's Ailton. It's a good ball in, and that could have been dangerous. Well, half defence stands firm, but that was an awkward moment for Craig Gordon in goal. Schalke are pushing just before the interval for a lead. Sand to the target. He's beaten by Webster, and a chance now in the counter for McAllister. This is Pereira. Plenty of Hearts players getting forward. One of them is Hamill. Oh, a little lapse in concentration by the youngster. Disappointing. Alton top breaks again. Willie Campuis. This is Poulsen. Well, it's indicating the pace of the game and the lack of injuries. No time to be added on by the referee at the end of the first half. So we're in the final minute of a very entertaining 45 minutes in which Hearts really have acquitted themselves very well indeed over the piece. Look as though they're going to go in at half-time all even, and they've had a very good look at Schalke. Chance for John Robertson perhaps to some adjustments to cope with the opponent's mark.
Absolutely, I don't think he'll be too disappointed. I think Hearts pretty well. Craig Gordon's been kept quite quiet. I think he'll be quite pleased. I think a little bit more effort in the last third created, put the goalkeeper under a little bit more pressure. I think Rost has had one good interception. I think a little bit more pressure in that area, and I think The introduction probably might have reached at some time in this game.
Well, Hearts are looking for a free kick, but while the half-time whistle has gone, Paul Hartley came closest for Hearts in that first half to the opening goal, and a very spirited performance from the home side. Craig Gordon not having a great deal to do, but handling himself very well indeed. But the position at half-time is Hearts 0, Schalke 0.
Join the club. Call 08700 85 18 88 to sign up for Celtic TV.
Don't miss a minute of the action here on Rangers TV. To subscribe to Rangers TV, call 08700 54 1873.
Here's the story so far in terms of the facts and figures relating to that first half. Schalke with 57% of the possession. Maybe worryingly for Hearts, a couple of yellow cards against a couple of defensively minded players already, but the most important statistic of all is Hearts 0, Schalke 0. And when you consider the quality of the opposition here, Schalke 5 wins on the trot in the Bundesliga, second in the table. Hearts are doing really well, Craig.
Yeah, I think they're holding their own. They can play better, Hearts. I think they can get forward a bit quicker. A wee bit more concentration when they're on the ball, Rob. Giving it back to Schalke a bit too easy. But I don't think Schalke have been any great shakes, to be honest. Came back into it towards the end of the first half. Schalke looked dangerous. The front three have got good movement. Up front, Asamoah, Sand and Ailton. They've been dropping into areas to try and cause problems, but the back four of Hearts have handled that well so far, but they've got to stay concentrated.
Both teams, in a sense, have been feeling each other out, haven't they? It took a while, really, for Schalke to do much in the way of attacking, and Hearts were sitting in pretty deep just in case.
Yeah, and they didn't get enough support up to the front too, and really any quality balls were going high and long diagonals to McKenna, and Hartley was the only player really getting up in support, so it was difficult for them. I think McAllister in a wide position and Hamill on the other side have to get another 10-15 yards further out of the park, have to get a bit of support, and as a back four they have to squeeze up. But they've done okay. It's a difficult game for them against a very good side, and so far they've matched them pretty well. Not really created much, Hearts, in the sense of attacking, but defensively they've looked solid.
As you've said, there's a lot of movement about the attack for Schalke, a lot of confidence about them as well. All international players, and Ailton is not shy of having a crack at goal, is he? This was after 3 minutes.
Yeah, this is very, very early on in the game, and he's going to do well to chip Craig Gordon from here. We've seen Barry Nicholson do it in an SPL game, but he's almost on his line there. But this is the quality that Schalke have got. We've not seen a great deal of them so far, but if you give them that little bit of space, or you sit off them a little bit, then they're capable of doing this, Rob.
There's been precious little in response in attack from Hearts. In the final third they haven't done an awful lot, but what a chance they had to get themselves in front. It was Paul Hartley who got himself on the end of Jamie McAllister's shot at goal, and he was unlucky this didn't go in. Yeah,
this is the ball I'm talking about, the diagonal ball up to McKenna, and this is what I'm saying in terms of the midfield getting up to support on the edge of the box for the knockdown. And I've got to say, Hartley's unlucky that he doesn't steal in there. I don't think the McAllister shot's going in, Rob. He doesn't quite catch it cleanly enough, but he's there in support. That's the main thing. They've got bodies in the box, and the keeper makes a good save there. And really, that's what they've got to do more, Hearts. They've got to get up and support the strikers. At the moment, the two lads up front have been a wee bit isolated. If they get a bit better quality up there, then I think they can cause this team problems. They've won games in the Bundesliga, but they don't look the best side tonight, Schalke.
We spoke about Paul Hartley before the match got underway. Creatively, he is the man, and he, against top quality opposition, looks a class act.
Yeah, he's getting better and better, maturing, mid-20s, you know, got a lot of ability, got a bit of confidence in himself now, playing regular at Hearts. By far, he's been Hearts' best player in this first half, and they've got to get as much of the ball to him as possible, keep getting up and supporting the front guys. If they get a bit better quality up to the front, they'll give themselves a chance.
The game really exploded into life just in that 10-minute period before the half-time whistle. And Ailton, who scored 28 times in the Bundesliga last season, that was for Werder Bremen, dragged this effort across goal.
Yeah, he's looked one of their better players, it has to be said. I say the front three have got good movement. It just makes a run in behind there. Maybe he's not trying to shoot there, trying to cut that back across, hoping that Sand's in at the far post. But really, I think Hearts have contained him pretty well, and he's not going to score from there. And Craig Gordon gets his angles right, and he knows this one's going by. And really, Hearts stopped Schalke from getting into the box too often and getting in shots from close range. Most of their efforts were from that kind of distance or that kind of angle. So I think Hearts have been comfortable, but can't give them any space to play. If they do, then they're going to get problems for themselves.
This is the closest they've got really to clever link-up up front. The Schalke players, lovely back heel from Asamoah.
Yeah, he's been, again, along with Ailton's been dangerous. Sand's been pretty quiet as a central striker, but again, getting in there, you know, clever back heel here when you see him. Asamoah, back heel. Ailton gets half a yard, and it's never going in. But again, they're capable. You know, if you give them the space in there, if you get in the box, and we've seen Hearts make one or two challenges in the box, and they've got away with it, but you can't go to ground in there because these guys will go down. They've got good feet, the front three, and they'll cause problems if you allow them to do that. We spoke pretty much about the significance of Paul Hartley. We also spoke about the importance, potentially, of Craig Gordon. He was always going to be a busy man tonight. He will be in the second half as well, you would imagine. But before half-time there, a couple of really important stops. Yeah, it's Lincoln who gets a shot here because Norbo more or less been doing a man marking job on him, but he's booked, he's got to be careful. And he's not had too much to do, Gordon, but when he has to do this, he does it well. I think it's always a comfortable catch for him. You know, the back four defending well here. It's not going in anyway, but he makes a good save, Gordon. Yeah, Lincoln's shot curling in, not quite curling in enough, but good confident goalkeeping from Craig Gordon. And well, he felt he had to make that save, and I think he certainly did have to make this one, because when Ailton pulled the ball back, Craig Gordon was at full stretch to get his hand on this. Yeah, he's just hovering at the back post here. Great little ball across the front of the goal. Ailton, he'll be expecting one of his teammates to get in on that. Thankfully for Hearts, they had two defenders there. Gordon gets a good hands on it. A little bit of confusion in the box there with the Hearts players. Don't wait on your goalkeeper coming to collect that. Get out of play as they did. And in the hole, they've defended well, Hearts. More of the same in the second half from that point of view, but a wee bit more in terms of going forward. Better possession when you get into good areas, passing the ball a bit better, and if they do that, as I say, they'll give themselves a chance.
Scott Booth has been keeping his eye in that first half on the new Hearts head coach, John Robertson. Scott, how involved has he been in what Hearts have been doing?
Well, to be honest, Rob, he's been fairly quiet. He's just sat back and he's looked at things, he's tried to take things in and just sussing out his new players, basically. He has stepped up one or two times and had a quiet word with Nielsen on the right-hand side, but he's not been getting up and demanding things from players yet. I think he's quietly quite comfortable, really, with how things have gone in the first half, and I think he'll do his talking at half-time in the dressing room.
Now, you spent time obviously playing in Germany with Borussia Dortmund. You know all about the scale of Schalke, the size of the club. They get 60,000 plus home crowds all the time. There's a lot of expectation of success among their supporters, isn't there? I mean, they sacked you Pinkies after just a few games this season because they felt they were going in the wrong direction.
Yeah, I mean, Rob, it's a massive club over there, it really is, and you know, I've been disappointed with them a little bit, and I think that their fans will be as well. They've played pretty typically German, actually, you know, quite slow build-up at the back and nice kind of neat touches in midfield, but it's only when the ball gets forward and around the box that things start to really happen. That's where the flamboyance in German football comes in. They really are quick around the box, they're strong. Ailton, that you've seen already, can shoot from anywhere, and Asimo has also been a handful, but you know, I think for Hearts it's really important. I've noticed that the way that the Germans are playing at the back, I mean, I think McKenna picked up a little injury there in the first half. I would suggest that a good option for them would be to bring on De Vries, and because Pereira's been a little bit lost in the first half, I would tend to leave him back into a midfield role and just allow all the midfield players, or at least two or three of them, to support as much as possible to De Vries. I think that's what's been lacking in the first half for Hearts. There has been a few gaps in the back three there from Schalke, and I think that is maybe their best option in the second half.
Do you think Hearts could be passing it a bit better?
Sorry, Rob, say that again, please.
Do you think Hearts could pass it a bit better?
Yeah, I think they could. I mean, I just think that you know, Robertson will be looking for them to try and be a little bit more adventurous in the second half. I think they really need to try to be. You know that they're going to be difficult up front, Schalke. They do cause a lot of problems, but I think that, you know, if De Vries comes on, I think they can cause a lot of problems. I think there's gaps in between the back three there, and you certainly seen with Hartley's runs from midfield, intelligent runs, that I think they could be caught out there.
OK, Scott, thanks for that. Hear from you later. Craig, a couple of yellow cards for Hearts in the first half. Robbie Nielsen late on, Patrick Kaznorbo earlier. Both players are going to have to make more challenges. Yeah,
it's worrying for them. I mean, they can't afford to go down to 10 men. This game's going to be difficult enough for them as it is. No panic yet at Hearts, 0-0, but Kaznorbo's been close to Lincoln, doing a man-marking job. Can't afford to. Nielsen's dived in a couple of times. Can't afford to do that again. So John will have to have a word with him at half-time, John Robertson, say, listen lads, you know, calm down and play with your head. If they do that, they'll be OK. But I don't think there's any reason to change it at the moment. I think Rob will be reasonably happy with what he's seen. Can do better, but no panic. They've looked solid, but get a bit further up the park, and if they do that, they give themselves a chance.
What Hearts can do on the back of that first half, presumably, is grow a bit in confidence. A bit more belief that they're matching up well to a top-quality side. But of course, it's always that European tightrope, isn't it? You don't want to push on too much, because then you encourage them to hit you on the break.
Especially with the clever players they've got up front. But I think first 45 minutes, Hearts have had a look at Schalke and seen them and thought, well, you know, you've won these games in the Bundesliga, but you don't look that good at the moment. You know, if we give you a chance, then obviously put ourselves in trouble when they take it. But, you know, we can match you if we pass it a bit better, believe ourselves a bit more. You know, the front two have been quiet, but that's the quality they've had up for them. They've not had the best quality of support. If they can do that better, then they'll be in a better footing. De Vries is on the bench, so his possibilities. They keep it tight at the back, and maybe that's the way John wants to play it. Then they will give us a chance in this game, but they've got to concentrate with the Schalke front three, who are very dangerous.
It'll be interesting to see Mark De Vries in the second half. You would imagine we would do, unless his injury is worse than we were told beforehand. Although the fact he's on the bench means surely he'll come on at some stage. And Bordon has handled Kevin McKenna pretty well so far.
He has, but again, big high balls up to Kevin, and the knockdowns, there's nobody been there. I mean, if the game stays 0-0, then De Vries comes on for me. He is a handful, so we'll see what John Robertson thinks about it. You know, he's got plenty of people on the bench. He's got Weir as well, he's got Winus, so he can change it. But as I say, at the moment, he'll be sticking the way it's going, 4-4-2, pretty happy with it. You know, let's be positive, believe they can win this game.
It's certainly a great atmosphere inside Murrayfield. The teams are re-emerging for the second half. Can Hearts beat Schalke in the second game of their Group A UEFA Cup phase? Big support from Germany following Schalke across here, full of expectation, as you'd imagine. They've been in such good form in the Bundesliga. Second half coming your way with Mark and with Jock.
Thank you, Rob. Yes, back into this marvellous atmosphere. Really has been terrific so far tonight, and all it needs really is a Hearts goal to set the whole place alight. It won't be easy, that's for sure. We've seen the qualities of Schalke, at least in part, as Hearts get us underway in this second half, and we're looking to see if there are any tactical changes, because there have been no changes in personnel at this stage of the game. Mark de Vries will be given a huge welcome if he eventually appears. His last goals, of course, are against Braga, and that's a very good away victory. So it's Schalke who will no doubt have a little bit of stinging words from their coach Ronald Rangnick, I suspect. That first half.
Yeah, I think he'll be expecting a little bit more from his side. A side that should be full of confidence from their own domestic league, but I think you'll find a pretty much similar sort of pattern to the first half for the first 5 or 10 minutes. Teams just settling down, getting back into the patterns of play.
Webster very wise to play that away, because Asamoah was trying to get in behind him to cut that off from Craig Gordon. This is McKenna. Well, he's proved to be a very useful player for Hearts over the piece, Kevin McKenna, but he's not the most natural, comfortable striker at this level, is he?
No, absolutely not, but he's willing, and if the ball's on its way up to him in the area, he'll win most everything that comes his way. It's what can get around him. You know, have to have support. Anything like that, the ball knocked into the box, he's just got to get players looking to pick up the second ball.
And that ball is out of play. It's a throw to Hearts. So McKenna again the big target for these long throws from Nielsen, looking for flick-ons, looking for support from Barkley and Pereira in particular. See if he can manage it this time. There he goes again. Good marking though inside the area with Bordon and Waldorf together. Oh, there's a claim for a penalty, and the referee's going to take action against Kisnorbo. He's going to be sent off. He was yellow carded in the first half. He's now yellow carded for what the referee considers to be a dive, and Hearts are down to 10 men.
Always going to run that risk there. Kisnorbo breaking into the box. Not a lot in that, just going to the ground. No option. The referee deeming that it was a dive, so has to give him the yellow card, and that's the last thing that Hearts needed.
Well, I was certainly concerned that he may be facing a second yellow card, but I thought for a foul on Lincoln, John Robertson now has to adjust his thinking, adjust the tactics, because Kisnorbo comes off bitterly disappointed. I think he's very unlucky, Mark, I must say.
But that's the thing you've got to put up with when you're playing at this level. You're playing in Europe. The rules unfortunately change. That's why you have to adapt. You can't keep playing the way that you play in your own domestic league. Kisnorbo very, very disappointed. But the referee deeming that he died, there's no option but to give him a yellow card.
I'll tell you, that's a very tough call for any referee. When the challenge was coming in, whether he was contacted or not, it was very close indeed. And the player going down, you need to be 100% certain, it strikes me.
Yep, the referee was obviously 100% certain.
Well, now, what a task it is for Hearts with 10 men against a team in terrific form from the Bundesliga. And here is Lincoln, who's now free of his marker unless adjustments are made by Hearts. Because that was Kisnorbo's principal task, to look after this man, number 10, Lincoln. Written by Uri Campis. Asamoah leaves that now to Pander. Surging run towards the byline, and a bit of good tackling by Nielsen, allowing the ball to fall kindly for Gordon. Good play by Robbie Nielsen.
Good run from Pander as well. Big, strong athlete. Pretty swift across the ground.
This is McAllister trying to make headway, and the throw goes to Schalke. The referee has worked with Jamie McAllister. Well, the difficulty you have with all that too is that the Hearts players will now feel this great sense of injustice, and they may be rash from time to time, feeling things against them like that.
You're right there, Jock. You've got the adverse effect of going down to 10 men as well. How many times have you seen 10 men, you know, raise the game and play like 12 men and make it really, really difficult for the team with 11?
So long as they maintain that discipline.
Discipline, that's the key.
That's Poulsen there. Back it goes to Valdock, who had, and among his 74 caps, has won for Poland against Scotland in 2001, a 1-1 draw. Valdock played in that game. And no danger there for Craig Gordon in goal.
Maybe looking to bring another midfield player on shortly. Hearts.
Yeah, they're going to bring on
up in there.
A real worker in Neil McFarlane. He's going to come on, and he is a player who will cover miles for the cause.
Hopefully, him coming on, McFarlane, we know he's got good legs, good energy. That might release Hartley just to play that a little bit further forward.
Well, they've gone a bit narrower, Hearts, in the middle of the field. They pushed Jamie McAllister inside into a midfield role. Joe Hamill also. They're just playing a narrower 3 at the moment. Kevin McKenna's dropped off from Pereira too. And here we go again. The referee coming across to take action as Pander goes down. And that's that discipline I was talking about. That really is important.
Yeah, very, very important for the Hearts players now. Just to take stock, just to keep cool, play with that discipline. Joe Hamill there just getting...
So Pereira withdrawn. McFarlane comes on, and that all means shoring up the midfield and leaving, I think, McKenna on his own up front. What a task that is.
Well, I don't know how long that'll last. Hearts must take something from this game. I don't think 0-0, I don't think is enough when you're playing at home. I think it's important sooner rather than later that De Vries becomes involved in the action.
Yeah, they must look for a winning goal, even down to 10, Hearts. Really Campuis. That was Lincoln. The ball still in play. Well, I suspect that Neil McFarlane might be given the task of looking after Lincoln. That's McKenna. Back it comes now to Maybury. McFarlane. A bit of possession wouldn't go wrong for Hearts right now. And that's good play. Presley confident enough to take the ball in that position. The pass not quite good enough. And that long-range effort from Alton Top causes no problems for Gordon.
A little bit more experience there from Stephen Presley, giving the ball away in the centre areas of the pitch. I think you've got to be looking to turn Schalke defence round, trying to look for the channels. Now there's one up front, but McKenna's got to make himself available for those runs.
Well, Ralph Rangnick succeeded Jupp Heynckes, who was sacked earlier in the season. He's had a terrific run since. And certainly has a huge advantage now with Hearts down to 10. Played forward by Nielsen. Jamie McAllister is penalised for his challenge. John Baldock. No leeway being given at all by the referee. Well, he certainly gave some kind decisions, I would say, in the first half to Hearts, but that's changed now. Evisan plays it back. This is Alton Top. Pander on the far side. Asamoah. Very lively, busy, tricky player. Fighting these challenges and releasing a good pass. Alton Top again with Ailton. Cleared well by Presley. Pushing the back, surely, and McKenna. No, says the referee. Well, no, that was a dive. What's he? Why is there no action taken?
Lack of consistency, Joe. That's what does everybody's head in. Players are like supporters. Yeah, I don't think it was. I think it was just a throw to the floor. He's got to set himself on that ball's coming. McKenna. Feel where his defender is. Get over the ball and take the pressure off his team.
Careless one by McFarlane. Under this retrieve well by Presley. That's Webster. Wilson's header. There's Lincoln. McFarlane has been given that task, I think, to step into the Kisnorbo shoes, but he's lost them this time. Here's Lincoln again. Asamoah. William Campuis comes forward. Deflected ball into the box. Oh, break there, and it's still not clear. And it is in the end from Webster. It came back on the post from Evisan. What a let-off for Hearts.
He just got caught up there. The ball just slipped away from him.
The Hearts can expect a lot of defending now, I suspect. Rudy Campuis comes in again. Faced by Maybury. Alton Top. It's awkward. It's back on the post again. Back to Elton Top. Well, in relief at last for Hearts. It's gone behind, but Ebby Sand was the first player who almost broke the deadlock.
Campuis, the man, just the ball right at the far post. How many times have we seen goalkeepers beat that? But a cross shot. Campuis with the ball, the first one. Off the near post. Big break there. Two big breaks for Craig Gordon and Hearts.
Well, let's see if Hearts can take advantage of those strokes of fortune.
Got to be careful now, John, of not getting dragged back on top of young Craig Gordon. They've got to have a belief that they can pick the ball up in the central areas and get players forward and support.
Well, that's good play again. Massamo releases Panda. The cross in for Sand. Good covering there by Maybury. Well, Hearts certainly right under the cosh now. A key phase in the game to survive, I suspect. Lincoln. Really Campuis. Another very good ball in. And that hit the post again.
Great save.
Saved by Gordon, but I think it went against the post also. Ailton, the player denied.
There's a golden opportunity that. You put that down as a sitter. Ailton, great save from Craig Gordon there. Campuis with another super ball into the box. Must be sent a poor header. Must score there. Top credit there to Craig Gordon.
That's the best chance of the match so far.
It was a golden opportunity. A man of his calibre should be putting that in the back of the net. Heading it back across the goal from where the ball's come from. Keeper will have no chance.
Breaking the ball unkindly there for Hearts. It's Lincoln again. Goes down. There's no decision given, but there won't be any yellow card. You can be sure about that. Hamill's pass. Hartley giving chase. Bogdan forced to play the ball away because Ross decided to hold his position in the St. line. Good header inside that for Alton Top, who finds Udi Campuis. He's seeing more and more of the ball on this right-hand side as Schalke try to stretch Hearts. Here's Alton Top on his right foot. Post left, which is good play by Presley because that's not his better side. Lincoln now has Udi Campuis free on the right-hand side. That's too high. Well, that was very good defending by Presley because Alton Top has a powerful shot on the right-hand side, but Presley forced him left at the edge of the box.
Yeah, good play from Stephen Presley. Stayed on his feet at the danger man at the moment. Campuis, good defending from Stephen, stayed on his feet. But this man Campuis out of the way here at the moment. Never under pressure. The last 3 or 4 crosses he's got in, plenty of space, able to pick out players.
Schalke are going to make a change. Well, surprised that hadn't happened earlier, actually, when Hearts went to 10.
I think John Robertson now, has to try and cause a problem, pose a problem for Schalke at the moment. It's just one-way traffic. No problems at all for Schalke. They're just coming forward in waves.
Alton Top plays it wide for Pander again. A good left foot for the cross. Deflected straight to Gordon. Well, the player coming on is Gustavo Varela, a Uruguayan international midfield player. And we'll see who's coming off, but it's a throw again. It's time for survival for Hearts. From the touchline, John Robertson, John McMinn are saying, calm it down, stay calm. Ebby Sand with a shot.
Chance after chance at the moment. Sand hitting the post about 5 minutes ago. It's another good opportunity this for a man of his quality. He's snatching at the shot. Should let the ball just drop another couple of inches.
£3.3 million he cost from Brøndby when he joined the club 5 years ago.
From a relatively quiet first half, Craig Gordon. He's been the man in the action.
There's a few goals still to play, we suspect. clock not ticking right quickly enough, I suspect now, for Hearts supporters. Presley turns it back to Craig Gordon. Two subs coming on. They're also bringing on Kobiashvili, who's normally a starting player, number 3. So here's Udi Kempis again. Ball when it comes to Asamoah. The tackle there came from Webster. That's a free kick to Schalke. The chance to make changes. So it's going to be Varela who will replace Asamoah. Well, he's off, and Kobiashvili is going to come on. He was a flu victim before the game and was a doubt for that reason. Normally a regular starter in midfield. Not quite sure who's coming off for him. No one wants to come off. That's the credit. On goes Varela. He's on now, number 19. Kobiashvili is waiting. So a Georgian international, Shota Arveladze and Zurab Kishinishvili, teammates for Georgia. Well, it's Alton Top who's coming off, and he's clearly not happy about that. 21-year-old Turk. On goes Kobiashvili. We have the changes. So a Uruguayan and a Georgian going on to replace a Turk and a German. So the bench at the Hearts bench, not the Tynecastle bench, the Hearts bench, sending on the message all the time, we're told by Scott Booth down there, to keep the midfield tight. The first attempt on goal comes from Kobiashvili for this match. He scored the goal against Basel in the last match in this group.
An introduction, Neil McFarlane. I thought that was the ominous sign, trying to keep it tight through the middle, push Schalke down the flanks. Feeling pretty confident that they can deal with the cross ball into the Hearts box. But must offer something in an offensive sense. They just can't sit in and expect to defend for this period of time.
Now Hamill here having a throw, turning into Pander. Long throw chance again for Robbie Nielsen. Flatter this time, that's a good ball in. Oh, the left chance there. A lack of belief there in the edge of the box from Joe Hamill. Just as he raced into the area.
A lack of conviction. He got himself in a position. And I think a little bit of stage fright just got to him a couple of times. He's lost concentration during this game. Straightforward throw in from Nielsen. And just got himself into a position where he must be doing better.
A swing in the right boot was required, but that's the one for standing on. So Webster playing it long and deep for McKenna, who's well beaten by Baldock. Baldock and Bordan really coped well with the aerial threat of McKenna. Here comes Kobiashvili. Oh, he's held off that challenge very well from Hamill. Varela plays it across, it's punched to safety very well indeed by Gordon. And put up against Hartley, he has a free kick for that.
He's pretty consistent, the referee, in that decision. Anything above the waist is a free kick.
Mark De Vries waiting for the call.
I think it's imperative that he comes on sooner rather than later. His fitness obviously in doubt with his injury, but just being called to the bench now.
No, that's the issue, the fitness of Mark De Vries, because he would present serious threat.
It gives everybody a lift. It gives the supporters a lift, the team a lift. He's a good omen. He scores goals at this level, and I think he'll be a handful.
Here's Poulsen. Ball when it comes to Udi Kempis. Short pass, well dummied, but Presley read that very well for Hearts. Here's Hartley. That's good play by Hartley. And a fine pass. McAllister must get there. He managed it only just, and that's why he wasn't so accurate with the pass. Baldock cut it off, and Hartley guilty of a foul. He's going to be yellow carded for that. The challenge on Lincoln.
No. Straightforward decision for the referee there.
They have to get the message though, haven't they?
Yeah, got to learn from that. Hartley done by the skill. Lincoln saw him coming a mile away, just moved the ball a couple of yards. Sucks Hartley into the tackle and a yellow card.
And he's got no complaint that time. Strong tackle there by Nielsen. Hamill, Nielsen. Back it goes to Presley. Hearts finding it virtually impossible now to get forward. Across the penalty box, normally not encouraged that kind of pass by Hamill, but he found Maybury safely. And that's McAllister, held off there by Urica Pais. That's going to be a free kick, and McAllister there showing his frustration. Can't risk that either. It's De Vries who will come on now. Who's coming off? Kevin McKenna's coming off. We'll just listen to the reaction of the Murrayfield crowd to the arrival of Mark De Vries. McKenna deserves immense credit for the effort he's put into this. He's been totally wholehearted and committed all the way.
Yeah, he's had a good game. Been a willing runner, but at this stage of the game, you need somebody that knows how to play that centre forward position, somebody that can give Hearts a platform to build from. At the moment, they've got nothing up there. Everything's coming back, putting themselves under pressure. Hence the introduction of Mark De Vries.
The talisman. All Hearts supporters hope. And the first thing that happens is he's a free kick given against him.
I think you'll get plenty of that from Mark De Vries. They'll be pumped up for this. He's been sitting there for a while, frustrated with his injury.
And just 24 minutes of activity to come. Fitness should hold out for that, hopefully.
I think you could play for 24 minutes, Joe.
Not as well as Mark De Vries. Really can please. This is Poulsen. Pass to Panders. It's Bordon. In fact, Panders pushed on. He's on that left flank. He's been given license to go forward as much as he likes because there's no real concern coming from Hearts to worry Schalke defensively, so they're allowing some of these defenders to get into forward positions. Varela and Kobiashvili, who've both gone on, are playing very far forward. This is Varela. Oh, good movement from Varela. This is dangerous again for Hearts. Presley was in just the right place. Well, the body check there on Hartley by Lincoln.
He's learning. Just got one back on his counterpart there. Just taking the ball a yard. Lincoln unable to stop the forward movement. A simple free kick there. Simple free kick at this level. Maybe not in the SPL. But that's younger players learning.
I wonder we get to a stage here, Mark, where the Hearts players think all we must do is survive. We can't think of it anything other than that. Is that going to crop up at some point, or the arrival of the priest designed to change that?
Well, I think when you have a talisman in Mark De Vries, useful player, puts the ball in the back of the net, always a handful. I think that lifts you. I think you have a cause and a purpose. I think that spreads throughout the side. We've seen since the introduction of Mark De Vries a completely different outlook from Hearts. They're getting tighter on the player that they're playing against. Better discipline.
And a sense of anticipation from the stands also. Couldn't get to that though. Come straight back from Webster if he so chooses. Didn't quite catch that the way he intended, I think. And try again. And that's a good ball. Robbie Nielsen. Hamill withstood that challenge very well indeed. Got out in the end though. Kobiashvili to Sand. Kobiashvili again. Missed by McAllister, but enough to put off Sand. That's Hartley. With a touch on the ball, but it's still Schalke picking up the loose balls at the moment. Getting a corner kick there off Alan Maybury.
It's been lively, Varela, since he's come on. He's been linking up well with Campuis down this side. Maybury, hands full with those two.
Lincoln again will take the corner kick. Still Hearts survives, 0-0. 10 men, remember, Hearts have. Patrick Kisnorbo sent off right at the start of the second half. And the flag up belatedly by the Russian assistant.
4 Hearts defenders with their arms in the air. Normally swings it. There you go.
He did need some help, didn't he?
A little bit intimidated there by the Hearts back 4.
Well, there was a feeling that Schalke and Feyenoord were the 2 big teams in this group. So in these circumstances, even a point wouldn't be a disaster. Good play by McFarlane to Nielsen. Into the midfield it comes to Hartley. Hamill. Pressure was applied very quickly. Webster had to be quick, but he couldn't direct that clearance. And now they're in behind him. Sand with Ailton. Varela coming from the far side. That's well taken out by Gordon. He's a very reassuring figure when he plays like that.
Oh, for a young player, he plays a player of maturer years. He plays with that presence, a 6'4", 6'5" goalkeeper you would expect to.
Good defending there by Presley. Pressure was applied by Kobiashvili. Back in here to Lincoln. He certainly enjoyed things much more in the absence of Kisnorbo. A bit ambitious, that effort from very long range, and no problem for Craig Gordon.
Craig Gordon will be well pleased. Shots coming in from that sort of difference, 25, 35 yards. Not been a problem. Hearts have got to be careful of giving them silly balls away, little short balls in the centre areas from defence, trying to get players in there, into feet of midfield players. Numerically outnumbered. They need to be getting the Schalke turn around and facing their own goals, getting the pressure off the back 4.
Craig Gordon there, taking his goal kick. Interested spectators. Christian Gross of Basel, the coach, and Rainer Bonhoff, the Scotland under-21 coach, sitting together watching the match. Forward again, Lincoln. And this time he's found the net! Well, the goal's been coming. Craig Gordon couldn't reach that one. And it's a hammer blow to Hearts.
I'm just saying that he'd be happy with shots from there, but that was something special from Lincoln. Hartley getting caught in midfield there. Too intricate. Good 25 yards. Nothing on his mind, driving forward. Pulled the trigger. Hearts getting, Craig Gordon getting 2 hands on the ball, it must be said. You get 2 hands on it, maybe you should be keeping it out.
I think they'll be upset with that. I think he'll be very disappointed indeed. And I wonder also, Andy Webster will wonder if he should have closed them down even more than he did. It's being very critical, I suppose, but at this level, that's perhaps what you have to be.
Absolutely. Goalkeeper there. I think anything, goalkeepers union, I think you get 2 hands on the ball, you must keep that ball out.
He did look extremely disappointed, not just at the fact that goal again. I think he really did think he'd saved that.
It's all on now for Hearts to get something out of this, to salvage something. And under pressure for lots of periods. Rost had very, very little to do in the second half. The Schalke goalkeeper.
Kobiashvili, Lincoln, Ailton and Afankel. Allowing Presley to collect the ball. The good pressing play though by Schalke when they lose the ball.
As you would expect that job. Numerically outnumbering Hearts. They've got a spare player on the park.
Hearts are going to make the next change now. See what change is going to be made. The last change, in fact, will be. wonder if little Graham Weir may get the call here. Go on and play up front beside Mark de Vries and take some chances at the back.
I think that's what you've got to do now, John. You've got to take the game, take the onus on. An introduction of a player like Weir, compact player, tricky, sharp, somebody that can get around de Vries and take that risk.
Here's Barella. Well, possession will be fine for Schalke now. They'll settle for that. Remember, they went to the Olympic Stadium in Munich a couple of weeks back and beat Bayern 1-0. Looking to do that right here at Murrayfield against Hearts. So turned back there by Maybury to Gordon. So it certainly looks like Graham Weir will come on. I wonder if maybe Joe Hamill who goes off. There he goes. Yeah. Outpowered perhaps tonight. Young Joe Hamill, just 20 years old.
I think so. I think he would have been favourite if Kishnobod had stayed on. You know, to get the hook. I think he's failed to hit the heights of European football tonight. A young player.
Delivery intended for de Vries. He caused a problem there. And a push given by de Vries. Well, there was an appeal by de Vries for handball, I think, against the defender. Well, the referee sorted that out very conveniently.
Yeah. This is the ball, the diagonal ball to the far post. De Vries nowhere near giving the push away there.
No one, in fairness, was it handball?
No, just hitting the player on the back there.
Valdor forward to Uri Kempuis. Movement again from Lincoln. He's a very good player, but it looks a much better player in the absence of Patrick Kisnorbo, I must confess. Uri Kempuis forward, that's an error, and the throw goes to Hearts. Indeed it is. Little Joe Hamill who's being withdrawn. The replacement is Graham Weir. Well, let's hope Graham Weir has better force than he had in his debut when he was on for 5 minutes against Aberdeen and was sent off 5 minutes later. That was back in October 2001, so I think he'll have learned a lesson from that.
You'd like to think so. I'd like to see him playing right through the middle with Mark de Vries 10 or 15 yards away from him, and see Hearts funnel all their supply through de Vries and get him running.
Now the assistant referee there gave a throw to Schalke very hesitantly and looked towards the referee and gave a free kick to Hearts.
Communication, great thing.
Well, in terms of the decisions given by the referee so far, that was put up in the challenge, so it was a perfectly consistent foul to give, bearing in mind what's gone before. Up goes de Vries. Oh dear, another free kick.
The team eyes there for having that physical presence. A barge on the two players, must be said, shoulder there. But that's what you need. That's what you need in your team when you're under the cosh, somebody that's going to be bashing players around.
Came off Maybury for the throw. 12 minutes left, plus any stoppage time. Hearts trailing by that Lincoln goal.
I think that shows you Kisnovo, the effect he had on when he was playing. Lincoln was very, very quiet when he was being marked by him. Since the departure of Kisnovo, he's had a pretty free rein, Lincoln.
Well, that's good play. Gordon striding forward there for that shot at goal. No problem this time for Gordon. That's a good player, Gordon. Has to be to survive, of course, at this level. Again, here's the Priest challenging. This time there's no whistle.
That's what Hearts have got to get more of. They've got to get players running. As soon as that ball's on its way to de Vries, they've got to expect him. He's going to win that. Try and get themselves into the space.
Well, McFarlane wanted time, which Kobiashvili was not prepared to give him there. So possession is back with Schalke. Sand with a layoff. Kobiashvili looked a good player since he came on. That's Pander's cross. Webster's header is very effective. Well, I think McFarlane was laying that off for Nielsen, but Nielsen wasn't quite on the same wavelength. Well, it looks to me, I must confess, Martin, the key moment was that red card for Kees Nordby.
A couple of minutes after the break, the start of the second half. Major influential decision the referee had made.
That's a good ball from De Vries, and we are not quite quick enough to take full advantage. Covering play of Valdop was good. Now the counter-attack is on, led by Ailton. Good pull-back, but it was very well read by Webster. Fine defending. Now McFarlane. Look how well he was matched though in that run by Kobiashvili. Poulsen nudging into safety to Pander. Good athletic figure on that left-hand side, the pull-back. Switch of play. Looking for Ailton. He's quite happy to play that back, and maybe they gave a little reminder there. Headed away was by Webster.
A good second half. Campuis down his right-hand side. Plenty of space. Delivers a good ball, good energy.
A former 20 SKD player, Dutchman, Uri Campuis. Poulsen. Signs of fatigue creeping in, and also worryingly signs of a limp on Mark De Vries. He's certainly hurtling. He's not at full throttle. There's no question about that, Mark.
Oh, you can see he's only been on the pitch 10-15 minutes and labouring.
Yeah, you've got to give him credit for his willingness to go on, but he's clearly unfit. Just looking perhaps for the one chance that could bring Hearts back to level terms.
That one delivery into the box where he can get himself on the end of something.
This is Varela. Strong challenge that by McAllister. I think he went with some zeal there on Lincoln. He's not the favourite player among the Hearts men, I must confess. Pander inside. Kobiashvili has Uri Campuis available again. He's had so much space on this right-hand side in the second half. No, giving a team of this quality an extra man has just proved too tough for Hearts so far. Break of the ball falls unkindly. Here's Lincoln. Pander on the left. First time delivery straight to Presley's right boot.
It's always going to be difficult. 11 against 11 here. Schalke individually, I think technically as well, better than the Hearts 11. So it's going to be very, very tough if you're down to 10. Tricky one there.
Well, it's well taken by Gordon. Well taken indeed. Well, I'm sure he sets himself such high standards, Mark. I'm sure he'll be bitterly disappointed about that goal.
Yeah, you need to set high standards as a young player. If you want to get to the top, then standards have to be as high as you can imagine. And he'll be bitterly disappointed with that.
Well, John Robertson out there, encouraging his team to get forward, and it'll be Craig Gordon taking this free kick just inside his own half. It's the first time Schalke played a Scottish team in Europe. Played twice against English teams, Wolves and Manchester City. Little nick on, just too far ahead for Weir by Webster. Oh, Ross has taken plenty of time over this. Picked out a good throw. This is Pander. Now these two visits to Britain before resulted in a 2-2 draw at Molineux in 1958. A 5-1 thumping by Manchester City in 1970. This is the first experience of Scottish opposition, and So far it's going well.
I think if you're John Robertson now, I think you've got to be looking to Andy Webster to go and play up front, and they're just going to have to risk letting Schalke in at the moment. They're taking nothing from this game. Tend to keep the big guns up there and just keep throwing that ball in the box.
Yep, route one, I think, is the last route left. That's what Presley thinks. And the offside flag is up belatedly. I think it was Andy Webster who was caught slow coming back out, not Hartley, who made a run from deep.
Easy decision there for the referee. 3 players in there.
Andy Webster's been left straight up front at centre forward now, as Hearts take their final gamble. Sands head at, well taken by Gordon, but he did find space in the box. He's bound to now though, because Webster's at centre forward for Hearts.
Yeah, that's the chance, that's the risk they've got to take now. Comfortable take for Craig Gordon. I think Webster better used up front now. Used his height, get the ball into the box. Big 2, De Vries, Webster.
And little Graham Weir feeding off them hopefully. Any little
just getting into the space.
Balls. Weir's throw and Varela. Well, we've seen that judged differently. It was been given as an indirect free kick for ungentlemanly conduct the weekend, and I think that's the right decision. But here's the problem for Hearts now on the counter-attack. Varela, well, he was flagged offside, but he didn't look it from here.
What a poor decision that was from the official.
The Schalke bench is
running for his own half. Can't be offside, is in his own half.
De Vries with a header for Webster. He was well marked though by Valdorf, although he gave him a little bit of a thump on the way through.
Nothing wrong with that.
And Poulsen wants to debate things with Webster.
Webster, I'll just see at the next high ball. I think that's what he was saying to him.
Strong play by Maybury. He was being fouled by Barrera. Well, the exchanges are less than pleasant now. I don't think that's just the referee did much good taking a hold of Maybury there. That was asking for trouble.
Just not allowing that. Just good strong play there from the 2 players fighting for the ball.
Well, the change being made. Sand is coming off, and the replacement is a young man called Miki Hanke, who will be 21 years old tomorrow. Substitute.
Disappointed in Sand. Thought he'd bring a lot more to the game. Had a chance 5 minutes ago. A good chance by his standards.
Right, striker for striker. Flick on there by De Vries, goes straight to Pandey. That's a very good ball out of defence. We're going to have 3 additional minutes at the end of this game. That's all that's left for Hearts as Maybury and Hanke clash. The result is a free kick to Schalke.
Maybury very frustrated now. Not a lot in that, just players' feet coming together there.
Well, Hearts players directing a lot of ire at the officials. They feel thoroughly aggrieved at the treatment they've had.
This is a difficulty when you're coming from a physical league, which we play in, the SPL, to come into play into Europe.
No rush about this free kick taken by Lincoln. Minute and a half, +3 to go. Can Hearts produce a dramatic equaliser? Can they, first of all, defend this free kick? Came off Maybury. That was handball by Hanke. Well, he's not happy, but it was a clear handball. Maybe he thinks he was pushed into that.
He's only saying it's only one-hand referee.
Hey. Yeah. That's De Vries. And De Vries was fouled. That's surely a free kick to Hearts. Yeah, this is an opportunity, no doubt about that. They're all going up this time, Presley as well.
Clever play from De Vries there. Just using his body to get that free kick. And a good position now for Hearts. 35 yards out the box.
Well, I must confess, it might be a bit of thievery if they get one now, but they certainly have battled so hard against all sorts of adversity this evening. Let's see what they can do here. Down goes Webster. He was wrestled to the ground. Hartley did a bit of pushing. That was very obvious indeed. In fact, that was a silly one by Hartley, who also has been booked.
Just poor play there from Hartley. Just took the pressure off Schalke.
Watch this. Watch Webster.
Yeah, hands on there. Well, a lot happening in the box, a lot of pushing, a lot of pulling. Very difficult for the referee. You've seen them given before, Joe?
No, it was entitled to be given. That's Presley's header, straight to Poulsen. The Priest put him under pressure, so did Hartley. This is Webster. Going to give it and get up to the edge of the box. McFarlane takes over. Powerful running. Here's Webster again. That's a good ball. Now they're up in the box for the cross. Webster's there. Got a good touch on to Weir. That's Nielsen. Well, I think he was crossing the ball rather than shooting, and maybe he should have gone for goal.
Caught in two minds there. Good play for McFarlane. Good header across from Webster. Just slightly too far. I think Nielsen just getting caught in two minds there. Whether it was a shot to the far post or a cross.
Well, time wasting, very obvious here. Let's see if the referee does anything about that. It's a good spirited finish this from Hearts. Back into the box it goes towards the Priest. And the Priest is penalised. Well, I must confess, I did think he did a bit of pushing in there. I didn't expect much else, mind you.
I think he's just using his body, but hands, as soon as hands come up, when hands make contact with other players, especially at this level, the ball thrown into there.
And what a chance it was going to be too.
I think there's only one decision the referee was going to give there.
Oh well, here's a gesture. What Hearts want is more time. The yellow card's incidental. Well, you can only admire Hearts for the way in which they've finished this match. They've gone for broke all right. They're drawing in their reserves of energy, their stamina, they're battling to the very end.
Yeah, always going to be difficult at 10 men. But the introduction of De Vries has just given them new heart. I say too little, too late, Joe.
Well, there goes Craig Gordon again, going for distance. Push there by Webster. That's an obvious one. And Poulsen, there's no argument about that. He wasn't getting to the ball. Well, the Hearts bench getting so frustrated there, making sure that Billy Campuis couldn't waste any more time.
It just shows you when you do get rattled in, put good teams under pressure, it can be difficult for them.
It's a very good free kick. The offside flag is up against Hanke. And Hanke just throws the ball away. Now that is a yellow card offence. The referee didn't see it, he had turned away, but the assistant certainly did. Header away is a strong one again by Baldock, and the referee can't wait to blow that whistle. Barely 3 minutes added on. There's major disappointment for Hearts. The die was cast at the start of the second half when Patrick Kisnorbo was sent off. He was the marker for Lincoln, who scored the only goal of the game in 73 minutes, beating Craig Gordon from fully 25 yards, maybe more. And this is the goal which has made all the difference. Kisnorbo would have been there to charge on that, but the shot goes in past Gordon, and the valiant effort by Hearts goes for nothing. They played the whole second half with 10 men. They battled right to the end. They rattled the Bundesliga team in that closing 10-minute spell, but they could not get the break they required to get back on level terms. So the second defeat of the group stage for Hearts. They've lost here at Murrayfield by 1-0.
join the club. Call 08700 85 18 88 to sign up for Celtic TV.
Don't miss a minute of the action here on Rangers TV. To subscribe to Rangers TV, call 08700 54 1873.
Well, two big moments in the second half at Murrayfield. One very early on, 2 minutes after the restart, a red card, 2 yellows added up to a sending off for Patrick Kisnorbo, and for most of that second half, then Hearts down to 10 men. They lost out to a goal from Lincoln, and these Schalke fans will head back to Germany very happy, much happier with their position in Group A. Played 2 now, 4 points for them. But for Hearts, it's played 2, lost 2. They lost in Rotterdam, they've lost in Edinburgh against Schalke. Here's the Hearts captain, Stephen Presley, with Scott Booth.
Stephen, how disappointed are you tonight?
Really disappointed. I thought, you know, in terms of effort and commitment, you know, it was there tonight from the players. You know, we played in fits and starts. Never carved out too many opportunities, but I was extremely disappointed tonight in the refereeing. You know,
did you feel that was a turning point tonight, the Kisnorbo incident?
Definitely, you know, and throughout the game I thought we got very little in the way of decisions. You know, I know it's easy to say that, we complained at the Feyenoord game, but tonight, you know, I thought he had a big bearing on the game. You know, he never allowed us to get the ball from front, back to front. You know, every time we did that, he was giving fouls against McKenna or De Vries, and it was very disappointing. You know,
did you feel that he was very inconsistent in that way tonight?
No, I thought he was very consistent. He kept giving them the decision. You know, we got very little from him tonight. It's not sour grapes, you know. You know, they're obviously a quality side, but you know, I thought there was very little between the teams tonight.
Did you feel comfortable for most of the game?
I thought we were very comfortable. You know, we were beaten by a 25-yard spectacular strike. You know, on the whole, I thought we defended superbly, and as a unit, I thought we worked extremely hard for each other tonight.
Did you think you got our tactics right for the game today?
Yes, I did. You know, I thought that in tonight's game it might only be one goal that decides it. Unfortunately, it was them that got it. But you know, obviously the Patrick incident was a major turning point in the game.
So what's next for you in the UEFA Cup then?
Well, all that's next for us is that we'll have to win in Bow. There's no doubt about that. You know, we'll have to win in Bow and win here in our final match. And if we do that, we've still got a chance.
Are you looking forward to now being able to get to know your manager and work closer with him?
Of course, you know, it was very difficult for him to have a major influence on tonight. You know, he came in and he made a few alterations just in wee bits here and there, but you know, I think he's going to be a fantastic manager for this club. You know, he's really a player's manager. He's got a great knowledge of the game, and you know, we're all certainly looking forward to working with him.
Thanks, Stephen. I appreciate you coming to speak to us.
Thank you.
Well, one of those infuriating European nights where we're left giving the Scottish side a pat on the back for a brave performance. And as Stephen Presley said, Hearts did play well in fits and starts, but at the end of it all, pointless.
Yeah, disappointing for them, and it was going to be difficult for them as it was, Rob. Never mind going down to 10 men after 47 minutes. I agree with Stephen, I thought the referee was really, really fussy and consistently fussy, giving free kicks against Hearts. But I thought, agreeing with Steve again, they defended very well. Himself and Webster, Maybury, Nielsen got himself booked for diving in the first half but stayed on his feet. Gordon, he maybe could ask a question about him about the goal but performed well. But as an attacking force, once they go to 10 men, then almost the game's over as an attacking force, and it was so difficult for them after that. Brought De Vries on, he tried to change it, John, but they didn't have enough.
It would be nice to blame the Russian referee Nikolai Ivanov for the sending off, but I think in the final analysis, Patrick Kosnorbo will have to look back at it and blame himself. This was the yellow card in the first half, which was for dissent. It wasn't for that challenge over on the far touchline. The first yellow card for talking back.
Yeah, it's actually the assistant referee here who flags. Nothing really in the challenge there, and you can see why. I think he's frustrated, but when you speak to these referees in European competition, then you're going to get yourself in trouble, because we've seen how fussy the ref was. I don't think there's much contact there, to be honest with you, and I think, you know, once he goes down here, see how quickly he gets up. I think he realises, I think he leaves the referee with no alternative but to send him off. It was a bad decision from Kosnorbo, but with this referee, you knew it was going to happen, and at that point it's almost game over. So he's been a silly lad tonight, both for diving and first of all for dissent in the first half, and really gave his team no chance of winning this game.
And I think instinctively there, Patrick Kosnorbo knew he was in trouble, because having gone to ground, he very quickly got up and he thought, in the back of his mind, he's thinking, I'm going to get a second yellow here.
Yeah, I mean, had it been at the other end and it been a Schalke player, I think all the Hearts fans and players would have been looking for a booking for a dive. You know, it's something we want to get out of the game. A rash decision from Kosnorbo, but there was no contact, certainly not enough to throw him down like that. He's made a mistake, and he's probably cost it. Well, he has cost his side, because down to 10 men they were struggling. In his defence, though, Patrick Kosnorbo, he didn't get up. He wasn't looking round at the referee for a penalty, was he? He went to ground, then he got up again. And that, by that token, was it a dive looking for a penalty? I just think he went down too easy, and he gave the referee a decision to make. Now, we've seen how poor the referee was in the first 45 minutes, so you know if you're going to do that, you always got a chance he's going to book you. Now, sometimes it's instinctive, you know, but once you're in the box there, referees and FIFA and all sorts are looking to cut the diving out of the game, so the referees are clamping down on it. I wouldn't say it was a dive, he went down too easily, and the referee had to make a decision. He did. 10 men for Hearts had to rejig it and really lost the impetus in the game. The Hearts head coach John Robertson is with Scott.
John, are you disappointed with the final result tonight?
Yeah, you're always disappointed when you lose. It took a wonder strike to beat us, a fantastic strike, right in the corner. Craig had no chance. But you know, all the plans have all go out the window when the referee sends off Paddy.
Is that what happened with your team talk at half-time? Does that go out the window completely when you get a man sent off so soon after?
Of course it does. I mean, we had contained them well in the first half. They weren't really threatening. We felt we had to do a bit more in the last third ourselves, because we didn't really threaten ourselves. But no, I mean, you're looking for a wee break now and again, and we did not get that tonight at all. We didn't get it. So we've got to accept the referees' decisions. But that's two referees in a row that have been slightly unkind to Hearts. There was a lot of niggly things that went their way tonight, but as I say, that you can't ask for any more effort for the players. They gave us everything out there.
Did that really affect the game, the inconsistency from the referee? But I mean, also the fact that it's maybe a slight chance that it was a bit of inexperience from Patrick?
Possibly. As I say, it's either a penalty kick or it's a second yellow. And if Paddy, you know, he's on the 1 yellow card, but you know, he maybe felt there was contact. So it's too far for us to see. But we look at other, you know, you look at some of the decisions. You know, Paddy gets sent off for that, and yet there's an incident up the other end the same, and nothing happens. So that's what upsets players, it upsets fans, especially when it's a crucial red card for us.
And what were your tactics when you went down to 10 men?
Well, we thought we'd try and contain them 4-4-1 and try and hold on, and then with 10 minutes to go, just throw a striker on and try and nick the game 1-0. A draw at that time is not a disaster, especially with the other game in the group still in a draw situation as well. But we thought 4-4, 1-1 and try and keep them up the park, and then look for a set piece or a throw in for Robbie or a corner or a free kick, try and nick that winning goal. But when they scored, we had to throw that extra forward on, take it from there.
Is staying compact and not giving the ball away in midfield vital at that point?
Of course, it's vital in any European tie, and that's that's something we have to learn and learn quickly. But we can still qualify. We need two wins in our last 2 matches, and maybe sneak through.
Are you looking forward to working more closely with your players now?
Yeah, of course it is. It's a hectic 48 hours for everybody concerned, but I got what Craig told me I'd have: honesty, grit, determination, and it's just a disappointment we couldn't get something tonight.
Did you feel it was a steep learning curve for you and your players tonight?
No, they've been in Europe before, and they showed, they're very comfortable. They pass the ball well. That's a typical German way, and they're a team brimming full of confidence. But we contained them and we matched them for long spells. So, as I say, we've got to dust ourselves down. We've got a very tough match at Pretoria on Sunday, and that's what we're looking forward to now.
John, thanks very much.
Thank you.
It's a real shame. It was a great atmosphere here at Murrayfield tonight. A crowd of 25,842, and that's the first 25,000 plus crowd at home that Hearts have played in front of since the 1990 Edinburgh Derby, which Hearts won by 2-0. Guess who scored the 2 goals? Yes, it was that little man. It was John Robertson who got the 2 goals. So a great crowd tonight, but it must have been a frustrating night, I imagine, for John Robertson. Doubly so for him, Craig. He had to watch Hearts losing, and he really couldn't have an awful lot of impact.
Yeah, I mean, we spoke about it at half-time, having a word with the lads that were booked, Nielsen and Kisnorbo. So important to keep them on the field. That didn't happen, so John's tactics went right out the window. He tried to keep it tight, as he said. I thought a point after that would have been an excellent result for them, but once they lose the goal, then he's got to rejig it, he's got to go for it, which he did, to be fair. They had a little bit of pressure at the end, Hearts, but never really looked like opening the Schalke defence up.
For the first 15 minutes of the second half, it was a bit like Custer's last stand in that Hearts defence, and here was Ebisan hitting the post. Yeah,
Capes get more and more room down this side. It was a good effort, and Gordon, I don't think, had much chance of saving it, and I didn't think Ebisan had a particularly good game anyway. I thought both Webster and Presley marshalled him very well. That was one of the times he got a bit of space. Unfortunately for Hearts at that point in the game, the ball just, it's a lucky break there. I mean, Gordon's got no chance in the goal there because it's such close range, and they get away with that there. But they defended very well, and as I said, 2 centre-backs handled the strikers excellently, but that was just one that broke to sand, and fortunately he missed it.
10 against 11, there are always going to be gaps. The gap for Hearts, the worrying gap for them at the start of the second half was down that right-hand side where Campuis was seeing a lot of the ball, and this was his cross coming back off the inside of the post.
Yeah, as I say, he got more and more room as the game goes on here. The Hearts players are getting tight here. He's just looking to whip that across the goals. As soon as he hit it, we're sitting here watching, thinking that's going to be close at the far post. Craig Gordon realises quite late that it's not actually drifting over. You see here, he thinks the ball's going to go over, then he realises it's not. He's not getting there, and it comes off the post. That would have been very, very lucky to score from that, as I say. Because Hearts, as I say, had defended well, had limited, Schalke down to shooting from outside the box, as we'll see later on with the goal. But they were getting a lot of space. Once Kisnorbo went off, Lincoln was getting space. Down the right, they were getting a lot of space down there, and it was difficult. The Hearts midfield were having to work extra hard, and the legs were getting tired.
Hearts were holding out against all odds at this stage. A terrific save by Craig Gordon denied Ailton's header.
Yeah, as the boy said in commentary, he should score. It's a fantastic cross. I have to say Gordon does well there, he stands up, but once the cross was coming in, you're expecting Ailton, who was one of the brighter players for Schalke, looked very, very good, looked sharp, expecting him to score there, Rob, but gets a little bit lucky there, Gordon, because he heads, it's not a great header and he heads it close to him, but he makes the save, as I say, keeps him in the game at that point, but a lot of space down that right, and some good crosses coming in.
Hearts might have been up on a theft charge had they won this tonight, I suppose, when you think back. But Joe Hamill had a real chance on the end of Robbie Nielsen's long throw.
Yeah, I just think he gets caught sleeping here. I didn't think he had the best of nights. Young Hamill, he's a young lad, he's been playing well for Hearts. You can see that he's not even looking at the ball when it comes across. He actually turns away here. Look, he's not looking. Then he sees it at the last minute, can't sort his feet out. But I just thought in general he looked a bit nervy tonight, young Ham. It was a good learning experience from playing against some top players. He did look nervy when he got on the ball, didn't produce the form we know he can, but he'll learn from tonight.
17 minutes left. Could Hearts hold on for a point? Could they even snatch victory with Mark de Vries now on the pitch? Well, the minute Paul Hartley lost possession, you feared for them here.
Again, Hartley, one of the better players for Hearts, you know, but he loses possession. You know, one of the problems is they didn't have much option when they lost the man. You have to say that's a fantastic strike from Lincoln, who you have to say was Kaznorbo, the man that was man marking him. So once he goes off, the space Lincoln gets is greater. If Kaznorbo's playing here, he doesn't get this shot. Webster blinds the goalkeeper. You could ask questions of Gordon. I think it'd be a bit harsh. He's got such high standards. Maybe he expected to save it, but it was a fantastic shot. Credit to Lincoln. But again, Kaznorbo going off allowed him the space to do that, and that's why you can't afford to go down to 10 men. Well, talking of Patrick Kaznorbo, let's hear from him now. He's with Scott.
Patrick, how disappointed are you tonight?
Very. Firstly, you know, the sending off for myself, you know, I let the team down, I thought, you know what I mean? I think maybe if I was on the pitch, you know, the story would have been different. So I feel disappointed that, you know, I think that I've let the team down by getting sent off tonight.
What with the first booking, what did you make of that?
I don't know what I did, you know what I mean?
Was it for dissent?
I don't know. He didn't say anything to me, so I'm thinking of maybe for the challenge, but I think every time you touched him, you know, I got given a foul away, and he booked me, and then for the second one he booked me for diving, and that was me. I was off the park.
Were you touched at all in the penalty area?
I definitely felt the touch, you know what I mean? And the way the referee was, you know, refereeing tonight, I thought anything is just going to blow. And when he told me to get up, then came over and booked me. I thought, you know, why? You know what I mean? So the game's done, but I thought it was a poor decision by the ref, definitely.
Are the players annoyed at the inconsistency from the referee tonight?
Definitely. You know, I mean, the players think, you know, I think it's 2 games in a row in Europe, you know, have had that bad luck. So hopefully, you know, we can get a bit good luck sometime. But the players are disappointed about the refereeing decisions tonight.
Is it a learning curve in Europe though, with refereeing and also style of play?
Definitely. You find that, you know, European style football, you know, they get to give you know, more decisions, you know, for less things like, you know, SPL we used to, you know, hard tackling, and here it's a bit different. You know what I mean? But it is a different learning curve for the whole team and myself. You know what I mean? So hopefully we can gain our experiences and bring it into the Basel game.
So what was going to be the game plan for the second half, and what was said at half time?
Just to keep going, you know what I mean? I thought we held them up well. They didn't have that many shots on target and that, so it was just to keep going and just to press a bit more, and things changed obviously, you know, when I was sent off, so yeah.
So what are your chances now for the UEFA Cup?
Well, we have to win 2 games.
Is that possible?
Definitely, you know, I mean, everything's possible in football. So, you know, I'm sure the boys, you know, will give it all their best in Basel, and come back here to hopefully, you know, win. So I'm got all the confidence within the boys to win, you know, both games.
Are you looking forward to working with your new manager?
Definitely, you know, I've heard so much about him and how he's a legend at the club. You know, he just keeps getting better. You know, Craig Levine was excellent. And you got John Robertson, another Hearts legend. So it'll be good to work with the gaffer like himself. Has
he given you any advice after the red card today?
He just said, "Don't worry, you know, it's part of football. You know, don't get your head down. You know, keep it up. We've got a game on Sunday." I don't know how much to take it for that. You know, I mean, I'm disappointed, but you know, I'll go away, think about it, and you know, concentrate on Sunday's game.
Patrick, thanks very much for coming out and talking to us.
Thank you very much.
I'm not sure that Nikolai Ivanov of Russia should take the blame for Patrick Kaznorbo's red card, but he was, Craig, an appalling referee, wasn't he?
Oh, he was dreadful, because he was so consistent in giving free kicks against Hearts for silly little things, as Patrick Kaznorbo said there. But it was actually the referee's assistant that flagged, and once he does that, he's got to take his word. But I just thought his performance in general was very pernickety. I mean, when Hearts are a physical side, you know, it's a contact sport, but whenever contact was made, he was blown up, and he really stopped the game flowing, which was disappointing, but there's nothing we can do about it now. It's gone. Hearts have got to learn from that and go on.
He's mystified about that first booking, isn't he?
He is, and as I say, whatever he said, the assistant referees picked it up in whatever language. I don't know. He's very disappointed with himself, but you know, we all make mistakes. He realises, you know, he's probably cost his team anything getting something out of this game. But you know, they go on from here. That was the way the game was refereed tonight, so there was always something like that going to happen.
Hearts give it Laldi in the closing stages, pushing Andy Webster up front alongside Mark de Vries. And I wonder if Robbie Nielsen took the wrong decision here. Well,
I think he's probably trying to cut this back across the face of the goal. Yeah, you could argue, you know, he should have just struck it for the goal and had a shot, tried to drive it at the goalkeeper. I think he's trying to be unselfish. Hartley's in there, Webster's in there. if he drives it across the face low, a Hearts player gets on the end of it, so he's possibly caught between two men. But it's one of the only times, Rob, and this is the last 9 seconds of the game, that Hearts are actually offering anything. They were throwing caution to the wind at that point by putting Webster up, as you said. De Vries was in there, but De Vries was giving free kicks away, rightly or wrongly. The referee was blowing, and it was stopping Hearts' attacks. But one of the few chances for the full-back to get up there, Nielsen, and get a decent ball in the box. But it would have been unjust, I think, in Schalke. I don't think Hearts deserved to win the game tonight.
We've heard from Stephen Presley, we've heard from Patrick Kisnorbo, from the new head coach John Roberts, and let's complete the picture by hearing from the Schalke coach Ralf Rangnick.
Ralf, how pleased were you with the result tonight?
Well, with the result we are very pleased. We knew that it would be a difficult match to play here, and in the first half we played against a well-organised and very enthusiastic team, so well, I was glad about the result in the second half especially.
Did you feel like you controlled the game for most of it?
Well, we controlled it for most of it, but we didn't create many chances in the first half, only 1 or 2. And as I said, it was difficult to play against Hearts, especially as long as they were 11 against 11.
So what do you make of the sending off incident?
Well, it was hard to see from that far apart, from the dugout. It was hard to see, but okay, if it was a diver, then it was very consequent from the referee to show the second yellow card.
And did that change the game for you?
Yes, obviously. I mean, after that we had more space, we could create more chances, and before we scored we had 2 or 3 clear-cut chances, but we missed them.
Overall, was it a tighter game than you expected?
No, I knew it would be a tight game as long as we, as it's a draw, we knew that it would be a tight game.
It was also a tough tackling game. Was that something you expected as well?
Yes.
And where are you from now? Are you expecting to qualify now?
No, we have it in our own hands now. With a home win against Ferencváros, I think we're through, and well, now I think we have a much better situation than before the game.
So overall, you're happy with the situation now?
Yes.
Al, thanks very much.
Okay. Pleasure.
I do like a brief answer, and Scott got 1 or 2 there from Ralf Rangnick. What we'll never know, Craig, is whether if Hearts had 11 players on the pitch for the whole of the second half, they'd have got something here.
Yeah, ifs and buts, but they didn't create much in the first half, but as the manager said there, German manager, they were very, very solid and worked hard. You know what John Robertson said, he was asking for a wee bit more from his players in the second half in terms of the final third. So we'll never know if they could have created or caused problems for the Schalke back four, because once they go to 10 men, then you're defending, try to stop Schalke scoring, which they couldn't unfortunately do. And you've got to say, for Endeavour, Hearts were tremendous, worked ever so hard, but they were fighting a losing battle once they went down to there. So it's disappointing from a viewer's point of view and from our point of view. We never got a chance to see that. But they go on, they've got 2 games left, Hearts, they've got to win them.
Yeah, it's Basel away, it's Ferencváros here. I mean, the odds have lengthened, haven't they, or shortened?
Well, I mean, even 2 victories is not guaranteed to see them through. Basel away, Ferencváros at home. Difficult games, not as difficult, I think, as Feyenoord and Schalke, so they might think there's a chance of getting 6. But as I say, even then, not guaranteed to go through. It was always a difficult group for them from the outset, and they really had to take some tonight. But with the sending off and the Schalke, who I didn't think were brilliant tonight, considering their position in the Bundesliga, and Hearts possibly could have took something from this game, it was disappointing for them.
They're changing the goalposts here at Murrayfield. It's the squash ball on Saturday, it's Scotland-Australia test match, and on Sunday in the SPL here on Setanta Sports, it's Livingston against Rangers, a 2 o'clock kick-off. We're on air from 1 o'clock at Ammanvale. Schalke shaded it here at Murrayfield. Lincoln leaves Hearts thinking that it's going to be tough now if they're going to qualify from the group stages of the UEFA Cup. From all of us, bye for now.